there's so many first-round picks, and the best thing about it all is they're all good blokes. You know, we're really tight off the field, which I think will hold us in good stead on the field in the future.
I guess coming through in a draft group of 14, 15 blokes, we can sort of create something special there. I mean, sort of become your best mates, you live with them and train with them, so you're sort of a pretty tight group. So to sort of come through together and hopefully challenge in the near future to the top will be something pretty exciting.
I think someone like Aidan Core, who's got really good physical ability, he's quick and athletic. I think someone like him who can grow into a really good player for the team.
I think it's the talent that's amongst the group. We're here at training, and some of the boys and some of their skills is amazing, and just knowing in a few years we get a bit of experience and we'll be flying.
And just especially with Neil Cameron coming to the club, he's been really good for me and been really good for the group. So love everyone at the club, and yeah, just never wanted to leave.
And definitely coming to Sydney Olympic Park with new facilities and some new coaches was certainly massive for my decision.
I look forward to seeing what we've trained for so hard over pre-season, you know, all coming together, and last week we saw a bit of that all coming together, and with the new coach and everything that we're learning, it's really good to see everything we've got done over pre-season.
Hopefully I can keep improving and just get my spot on the side and do what I need to do to help the team hopefully get a few more wins this year.
I just want to get some more experience, get as many games under my belt as I can, and hopefully play a few good games and show people what I can do, and yeah, just try and get some experience and some confidence out there with the big guys.
I want to play, you know, up to 15 games. I got 10 last year, so another 5 would be perfect.
This year I'm just trying to get as many games as possible, work on my size and strength, and just working a few little things so I can keep up with the big boys.
Just the skills and the talent that the boys have. You know, we're just a young group, but we're going to go places.
Show people what I can do, and yeah, just try and get some experience and some confidence out there with the big guys.
I want to play, you know, up to 15 games. Got 10 last year, so another 5 would be perfect.
This year I'm just trying to get as many games as possible. Working on my physical strength, and I just want to keep up with things.
Just the skills and the talent that the boys have. You know, we're just a young boys have. You know, we're going to just a young group, but we're going to go places.
Try and just get some experience, confidence and some confidence out there with the big guys.
15 games got 10 last year, so 15 games got 10 last year.
This year I'm just trying to get as many games as possible. That's where you work on my strength, and I just want to do
we should. Obviously, we're back. Phil?
2013, mate, or 2013, not which one.
2013, man. We'll see how 2013, but it's obviously massive year for the club, massive year for G1 and G3. We're back into it. The boys are back into the gym, working hard. We had a good session this morning. What are you most looking forward to about today's show? Be 2013.
I'll start with 2013. It's a second year for the club. In terms of obviously 2013 for individuals, which hopefully fall into a much bigger improvement in the team's performance. It's going to be a big year. What are you looking for?
Looking forward to today. We're going to get a few young boys, newbies, debutants. Jonathan O'Rourke, first. This is your debut on G1, G3. You've obviously heard a lot about it last year. This is massive for you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a privilege to be on this show, Steve, so yeah, really looking forward to it. Giants fans, we've got a first here for G1 and G3, Lachlan Whitfield, pick one. Finally, he's going to grace us with his presence, Stephen. So, Lockie, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Phil.
Yeah, confidence straight away. We're really looking forward to it. Obviously, we've just come back from a beautiful Christmas and New Year break. What did you do with your time?
Well, head back down to the Mornington Peninsula, down in Victoria, just south of Melbourne, with had all the family, extended family over for Christmas, and then headed up to Wagga Wagga for New Year's.
Christian Jacks, the third debutant on G1 and G3 today, Philip. First of all, how was your break, and more importantly, how's Sydney treating it?
Very good break. Always good to get back and catch up with the family and friends and whatnot. And I can't really comment on how Sydney's treated me yet. I've only been back here for a day, so next time I come on, you can ask me that question.
Under the Christmas tree, what did we find for Jonathan this year?
Yeah, there wasn't much under there this year for me, which is a bit disappointing, but no, I managed to get a blender, which I could bring back to the house, and mixed up a few drinks with myself and Gilly.
Yeah, just more the living away from home utensils, like Mum got me the Garmin Navman for the car and a few other cleaning utensils. So it was a bit of a win.
Does he need introduction?
I don't think he does. You know, what he did last year was amazing for a first year. Played 20 games. Oh, let's just say kicked 60 goals. I don't know. Let's just round up. Devon Smith, nice to have you here, mate.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Obviously, you had a big first year last year. You got a lot of games played, kicked a lot of goals, a lot of tackles. How did you enjoy your first year, mate?
Yeah, no, I loved it. I was, as you said, lucky enough to play 20 games, and you're the only one to beat me last year, so, yeah, pretty happy with it.
Thanks for bringing that up.
You've got a girlfriend, don't you? For all the girls out there who might be interested. Yeah. You've actually taken.
Yeah, I've got a girlfriend. So, how you going, Hayley?
Are you a larrikin? Are you loud and out there like you Tom Buggs of the world, or are you?
Not as loud as Buggy, but I like to get around, the Twitter and all that, and engage with everyone out there. So.
Basically, just tweet him. His hashtags, or he's at things right there. I don't even know what it is, but we'll work with it.
Lockie Whitfield, mate.
At Lockie Whitfield, so beautiful.
What'd you get for Christmas?
Nah, not a lot. I got a new fishing rod and reel. I like that. Mrs. got me a perfume. Other than that, didn't get a shave or whatever you call it.
Got no ties in Melbourne.
1, 2. You hearing that?
Nah, mate, I'm a free man.
So obviously, single man. Just for those ladies out there,
Test,
Christian is the one with the hair.
Is it coming through yours?
Obviously not quite the elite level that Stevens is. Stefan, another episode of G1 and G3, mate. A bit of a success, I hope. Hope the people at home enjoyed it.
Massive success. Let's get out of here, mate.
Let's get going. See you guys next week. Please shut. See you later. Bye.
Giants fans, here we go. Welcome to episode 4 of Tyson's Pocket Profiles. Big guest this week. But firstly, I'll just respond to a little bit of criticism I copped from G1 and G3. Phil was pretty relentless. Those words did hit me. I won't say much, but what I will say is, look, Phil, it's a little bit ironic. You have asked to be on the show for the last 3 weeks. So, so we'll move on from there. And we're joined by a pretty good guest today. Tom Scully, thanks for coming in.
No worries, mate.
We're out at Blacktown today for our final training session before our NAB Cup. How the boys look?
They're training really well. Great to be back at Blacktown. The ground's looking really good, and I think all the boys are just looking forward to a good hit out on Sunday.
Yeah, it should be good. We obviously take on Carlton and Sydney here on Sunday, so make sure you come out and have a look. I think we're looking to play a pretty strong side and have a good showing, so should be good, as you said.
Definitely, yeah. That'd be great.
Moving on to the footy stuff, mate. Obviously, in the off-season, you're announced as vice-captain of the club. A really good achievement, and how's it been going?
Yeah, look, mate, it was a great honour. Something I was very humbled by, and, it's going to be a great challenge for me as well to step up and, help guys like Phil and Khaled who were, as you know, they were great last year. So, look, really just looking forward to the season. We're not far away now, and, look, I'll just be aiming to obviously improve my footy, but ultimately help the team, improve every year. Yeah,
definitely. Obviously, last year, mate, top 5 in the Kevin Sheedy medal. How'd you find your first year?
Yeah, look, it was a tough year collectively, I suppose, as a group. But I think we all knew that. But I think we learned a lot of lessons, and I suppose we look at the positives, and we got a lot of games into young guys like yourself, mate, and we saw some really good performances from players and as a team. So I think we take a lot of confidence out of that, and just looking forward to a bigger and better year this year.
Yeah, beautiful. It's been a little bit publicised that this off-season you put on a little bit of weight, mate. Just a few beach weights in the gym. Has that affected your running, and how are you finding the added weight?
Yeah, mate, I went to America in the off-season, mate, with Sammy Blease from Melbourne, and we just hit the beach weights. Just didn't worry about any running, mate. Just got on the weights. So, look, I've obviously added a few kilos, which has been an aim of mine, and initially it was pretty tough running around with a few extra kilos. I'm usually been pretty lean and light growing up, so I still am, but a bit of extra weight. It's all good, mate, and back to my running, so it's all good.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we went through a bit of a change in coaching staff over the off season as well. Leon Cameron's come in, and how have you found him?
Yeah, Leon's been fantastic, mate. I think he's had a real impact on the group already, and he's come in with some really great ideas, and I think the guys have adapted adapted really well to him coming in. So he brings a fresh new energy, and obviously he's experienced, and that's great. So I think it's going to be a great coup for the Giants.
Now moving on to a bit of off-field stuff, mate. You live with a bloke that cops a little bit on the Giants pages. He's pretty big on the social media. I think we know who we're all talking about here. Tommy Bug.
Yeah.
What can you say about him, mate?
Oh, mate, what's to say? He's he's a self-proclaimed. Oh, mate, well, mate, you better be safe than sorry, aren't you?
Yeah, and he wants to know what's the go with your bins. Apparently you got a touch on and touch off system with the bins at home.
Yeah, mate, I'm all about hygiene, so I don't like
a few boys have been getting sick, actually.
I don't like buggy, scrubby hands touching the bins, so that's why we got them in place.
Yeah. You sort of recently purchased a house as well, mate, so just getting all that settled in as well. And
yeah, mate, it's great. I feel really settled now in Sydney, and I'm supposed to get a house, and that it's great. It just feels like home now, and it's good also have Buggy's a good housemate to live with, so it makes life pretty easy.
Definitely. Giants fans, that wraps up another episode of Tyson's Pocket Profiles. Thanks for joining us. I hope you learn a bit more about Skulls, and it should be a good game Sunday, so come out to Blacktown and support your Giants.
Hi, Kevin Sheedy here, coach of the GWS Giants. I can't wait for the 2013 season to start. All our players have been training extremely hard in the off-season and are looking forward to matching it with the big boys of the AFL next season. Now is the time to stand tall and become a member of the Giants. We have the best young talent from all around Australia, and now we need your support. Whether you're from Sydney, the ACT, or anywhere in Australia, or across the world, we have a membership package for you. Come and experience the Giants in AFL season 2013.
Last year. This is massive for you.
Jeremy, welcome back to Giants TV. You've had your first hit out at the club's intra-club game over the weekend in about 6 months since your hip operation. How did you find it?
It was really good to get back playing. It's obviously been a long period out of the game, so I've been training a little bit after Christmas, and it was really good to get a game under the belt.
Can you talk us through a little bit of your rehab process? You've had your first
so rehab started for me probably just before the main break when I had surgery. Missed the last 3 games of the year, and then get back playing. It's pretty much I didn't do much running over the main break, and then come back and started doing some 200s and shorter work. And a bit of speed and offline stuff, so just to build up my hips again and get it back used to my running capacity.
How did it feel to be back out there on Saturday?
Yeah, it was really good. It was good to have a hit out with the boys. It was pretty competitive. There's a lot of really talented players at the club now. We obviously got a lot more new guys in the draft, and it was really good to see them do their stuff in the middle and around the ground. So, it was good to have a hit out.
There's been a lot of chat about yourself and Johnny Patton as the twin towers in our forward line. Is there any friendly banter or competition between the two of you now that Johnny's had a full pre-season?
Not really, no. There hasn't been too much going. We've been focusing on our setups and that sort of thing around the ground, so we've been working together a fair bit, and it's been good to train with him for a long period of time now, after Christmas and a little bit before, so it's going to be good when games come around, and hopefully we can have a good bond and kick a few goals.
You obviously had a standout first year. Jez, you were runner-up in the NAB Rising Star Award. What are your aims for this year, and how do you back that up?
I just going into this year, into the NAB Cup, just to get a few more games on my belt, because I haven't played football for a long period of time, and just throughout the year I just want to string a few games together hopefully, and build on everything that I did last year. just work with the team, and hopefully we can go a long way this year.
Is there a lot of pressure for you to perform in 2013 after such a standout first year?
I don't think there's too much pressure. I don't really buy into that too much. I just do my own thing out there and just focus on my own game. And like I said, working with the team. So when games come around, I won't be thinking about that at all.
Now to off-field, Jazz, I noticed that you're sporting a new haircut. There's been a bit of talk on Twitter this week about that being a little bit indie. How did that come about?
So Jacob Townsend and Adam Kennedy found a shaver so the other night and decided to just give me a little bit of a trim. So I don't know if I like it too much at the moment, but hopefully it grows back pretty quick.
So they can expect you to run out with this haircut in the NAB Cup on Sunday?
Yeah, I think you'll be seeing it in the NAB Cup, yeah, for sure. Might spike it up a bit or do something jazzy, so we'll have to just wait and see.
Great, thanks for your time, Jazz.
Thank you.
Wow, Philip. Yes. We are down here at the 2013 Giants Family Day. How excited are you at the moment?
Ooh, I wish there was a Richter scale for excitement because I'd be off it.
I've just signed 3 memberships, actually. 2 partially because of this beautiful montage.
It's got to be one of the worst photos ever, mate. I've got 2 chins, bum fluff, and a disgusting mo. So it's a great photo. Thank you to the Giants membership crew.
Now, both of our captains, you and Callum, both have girlfriends. Yep. Why don't we talk about Valentine's Day today? It was on during the week. Let's go on.
Was it?
It was the 14th.
Okay, yeah.
You know it.
Yeah, I know it.
Let's ask a few boys about what happened during the week and what they bought their girlfriends.
Yep, great topic.
Let's do it.
Another hard name to pronounce, Christian Jaksch. If you've got a lisp, it's very difficult. Christian, obviously, February the 14th. What's that date?
It's Feb 14th. Yeah, that's correct.
What's something special about that day?
It's Valentine's Day.
I thought you'd know that straight off the bat.
Have you seen Tice On, the new Dom Tyson TV program on Giants TV?
Oh, does that make it?
I was part of the first segment. And
wow.
All week at home he's been saying, we outrated you in my second show, blah this, blah that, it's better than you guys. How bad is it?
Oh, to be honest, I haven't watched it. I don't like to pot other shows. I think that lacks a bit of class, but it's awful. Did you have a Valentine this year, or what did you do for Valentine's Day?
Well, my lack of success from previous Valentine's Days led me to not believe in it, so I just had a quiet day at home, spent a bit of time with Lockie, so I guess you could say he was my Valentine.
I'll give him some feedback on it. One, what genre are you going for? Are you going for comedy or are you going for documentary? I'm not sure, Dom. 2, are you equals with your person you're interviewing, or are you trying to look down on them when you're interviewing? I don't know. What are you above them, like Parkinson, or are you an equal like Ellen DeGeneres? I'm not sure.
Phil, we spoke about Dom Tyson's show, but we really know that ours is a level above when we've got players like this on our show.
The big timers. We get the big timers on this show.
Jeremy, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.
You obviously requested to be on today's segment, being we're talking all things Valentine's. It was during the week. Did you have a Valentine?
No, I didn't really, no. It was Thursday. Kind of forgot about it until I saw the Facebook statuses start popping up.
He's come a long way. He's a polished... Obviously, last year, he took your spot for a little bit.
Yep.
That one show, and did a good job. He's got the bug. He's got the bug, and good luck to him. I look at you... You've got my badge, might because I put it there, not sure. But you've got an I Love Johnny Patton there. Was he your Valentine?
Look, I'm not going to deny it. He probably was. Didn't have a date.
He or you didn't have a date?
A bit of both. Bit of both. So, yeah. So we just had a really nice dinner and went and had a
rose petals.
Yeah,
candles,
and a movie, a romantic comedy.
Entree.
Can't really remember. I think it was just the main meal.
Takeaway from Baywalk.
Got that sort of 5 o'clock till 12 o'clock period where you can do something with a lovely girl at night.
Yeah.
What would be your favourite thing? You would take it a Dartmoor or do something on the Harbour Bridge? What is it?
I'm not sure. Like, there's a few different things you could do, Stevie, but I reckon you'd have to, just make the bed nice and just dress it up, throw a few rose petals on it, light a few candles, exactly like Shawnee Edwards does every single year.
What's the best feature of Lachie Whitfield as a Valentine?
Probably his gorgeous blue eyes, I'd say.
A man of your culinary skills, what would you cook for your Valentine? Would it be a 3-course meal, 1-course meal, takeaway? What would you do?
I'd try to cook something first.
Yeah, nice.
If it didn't turn out, I'd definitely get takeaway though.
What would you try to cook?
A T-bone.
Medium rare?
Medium rare, yeah, for Valentine's Day.
Would you throw in salad or don't hurt the plate with greenery?
Yeah, I've recently discovered them salads where you buy them and they're pretty much made up straight out of the shop, so you just throw a bit of that on the side.
And just make it look a bit messy so it looks like you've done it yourself?
Yep, and add a bit of potato.
Footballers get a bad rap for being romantics, but we've got Kelsey Tompkins here with young Griffin, Adam Trelaw's girlfriend. Adam is one of the sweethearts of the club. How did he go last Thursday on Valentine's Day?
He woke up, made me look after the dog so he could run to the shops and bought me a GHD and some roses.
GHD, that's clever. Stephen, obviously we're close to a Z-grade celebrities when it comes to the media, but not often you get joined by A-graders. Melissa Doyle's joined us. Melissa, very nice to have you.
Oh, it's so nice to be here with you boys.
Obviously, it's very similar to Sunrise here. We've got a great audience here. We've got, one child there, 2 people over there, so it's obviously a tough crowd to perform in front of.
Yeah, look, I'm used to people holding up signs and waving and getting on their phones and going, "Hi, Mum," so I feel really comfortable.
You can't always talk about the success stories, can you? Obviously, there was some sadness during the week for one of our boys, one of the sweethearts of the club. What do you call him?
Yeah, definitely.
Still looking a bit flat, the big fella, but obviously his lovely Valentine was out of the country. So let's go and see what happened on his Valentine's Day. Adam Thompson, number 20. Adam Tomlinson, I got 20 for Twitter, just down there. Welcome to the show, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me, boys. Pretty excited.
Yeah, it's talking quick, just as always. Are you a roses or chocolate lady, or both?
Both. Yeah, I don't think I could narrow it down.
Oh, it's a big day. I'm all about the love around the club and the relationship. So I'm a very big fan, unlike some others who I live with.
Yep, Valentine's Day. It's a great day.
Obviously, you recently celebrated a birthday.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
30.
Happy birthday, exclusive from G1.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
32.
That's close enough.
Can you cut your husband a little bit of slack? Hence, it was your birthday just recently. That maybe Valentine's Day wasn't as special for
Look, that's his theory because I got flowers for my birthday, so he said they tied me over. Yeah, but I think I'll just call Valentine's Day in a month or so. So when all the flowers start to die from the birthday, I'll just point that out. And
Adam, obviously, you said your day was well spent.
Yes.
Obviously, it's very.
Yes, good evening and welcome to Robertson Oval here in the city of Wagga Wagga for this round 2 NAB Cup clash between the GWS Giants and the Brisbane Lions. Richard Griffiths here, joined by Craig Abercrombie, streaming live on Giants TV, and it is a magnificent day and evening here in Wagga. Not a cloud in the sky, and a historic occasion for the people and the communities of Wagga and the surrounding regions. Of course, the redevelopment of this ground here, a very historic ground right in the heart of Wagga, the home ground of the local team, the Wagga Tigers, of course, and through the council and the AFL. About an $8 million redevelopment. The surface that you can see on the screen is absolutely magnificent. The ground has been extended, AFL quality surface, and of course the light towers that we'll see tonight christened for the first time with some live sporting action for the people of Wagga, and the crowd is building as I'm joined by Craig Abercrombie. There really is a fantastic atmosphere, a real sense of community here tonight, Craig, and the locals are still streaming in through the gates here this evening.
Yeah, Richard, it was great to be down here yesterday for the official reopening of the development here at Robertson Oval. And as you said, the people are streaming in at the moment. They're expecting a real bumper crowd here tonight. Some talk of some around about the 10,000 mark. So it's certainly building, and as you said, the sight under lights later on tonight will be fantastic. Of course, we're here watching the round 2 clash between the Giants and the Lions. And the Lions coming off 2 wins last week in their 2 NAB Cup games so far, so they're flying high at the moment. The Giants were 2 points away from that same record. Went down by 2 points to the Carlton Blues, and of course had a good win over the crosstown rivals, the Sydney Swans, in Game 2. So looking forward to this match. It should be a good clash between these two sides. Of course, NAB Cup, you're not quite sure exactly where the players are sitting in their preparations for the season. But certainly, I know the Giants are out there to make a good impression on the competition early, and as are the Lions. So, Richard, we just got the coin toss at the moment in the middle.
Yes, and Jed Adcock, the skipper of the Lions tonight, has won the toss. He'll kick to the southern end here at Robertson Oval, and that is the end where there is a slight breeze blowing, so the Lions will kick with the breeze in the first term. Of course, Callan Ward, having his first hit out for the season, had a bit of a sore knee leading into the first round of the NAB Cup, but he's come up well during the week and will be having his first hit out. And of course, yesterday morning, young Adam Kennedy came to the bus pickup point at Breakfast Point there, and he had a infected eye, and he stayed in Sydney, was checked out by the doctor and was ruled out for today's game. So Sam Darley comes into the lineup replacing Adam Kennedy. And Craig, both sides have got pretty strong outfits here tonight, and of course the Brisbane Lions, very impressive last week with their 2 victories down at Metricon Stadium, of course against the Gold Coast Suns and Hawthorn. And Coach Michael Voss will be very keen to have a very strong showing in the NAB Cup leading into round 1 of the AFL Premiership season.
Yeah, there are a few names missing from both sides of the ledger for this clash, but certainly a few youngsters out there. We've got a couple of rookies from the Brisbane list in Justin Clark and Sam Michael who are taking the field, and they should be really keen to get their faces and their game in front of the coaching staff. So expect some thrills and some excitement from both sides, and we're just about to get underway. I suppose we'd like to welcome everybody who has joined us here on Giants TV. This is the first time we've gone with a live streaming broadcast, and we hope you enjoy it. We must say that this is not a Foxtel clash, so don't expect the pomp and circumstance of a Foxtel coverage, but we will certainly do our best to bring the action to you.
So from the first ball up, a scrimmage, umpire throws it in the air again. Billy Longer for the Lions. Big pack of players still over the football, and the umpire will fold his arms here again and toss it up in the air. And all eyes, of course, will be on Jonathan Patton, who opened his NAB Cup campaign so impressively last week, and Matt Maguire's lined up at fullback on Big Johnny Patton as the Lions are away.
Yes, the Lions through there, good smother there. It was Redden trying to get the ball into the forward line. Now the Giants on the attack. Down through, that's Devon Smith. Handball off, first inside 50, goes to the Giants. Looking for Patton, the ball goes through his legs. Lions will get back onto this, try and clear the area, trying to disguise a little toe. She just rushed that through there for a behind. So the first score on the board for the Giants is a rush behind. As you can see, the sun setting here on Robertson Oval. We're just awaiting. The lights are on, but of course not taking much of an effect so far. And we look forward to them lighting up this game. Good mark there on the far side. That's Brett Thornton playing his first game in the orange. Now Whitfield had a good game last week, and he's found Patton. 1-1. Early in this game, Lockie Whitfield, a good touch there, and he finds Bajik John Patton, who will line up. He'll kick from probably about 40, maybe 35 metres out. And Rich, I watched them in the warm-up. Both Jeremy Cameron and John Patton were slotting goals from every corner of this ground, so let's see what he can do here. Patton, nice strike of the ball. They like it off the boot. Johnny Patton's got his first on the board. The Giants go out by a 7-point lead.
And impressive ball movement there. Good mark by Brett Thornton, making his debut for the Giants. Of course, the former Carlton player, played around 180 games for the Blues. And as you mentioned, Lockie Whitfield, and a good stretch, good jump by Johnny Patton. He went back and made absolutely no mistake. So a good opening there for the Giants, and they lead the Lions by that 6 points. Callan Ward in there with Big Giles, and Adam Treloar, who's just been in tremendous early season form. Just racked up getting the football last week in the round 1 clash out there at Blacktown. There's umpire Stevens. Good bounce. There's a ruckman able to get a decisive knock. Here's Ward. Defensive handball to Edwards. Out wide, here's the dangerous Nathan Wilson. Gathers the ball. Quick little give there to Treloar. Good work there by Adcock intercepting. Brisbane Lions have got the numbers, but good gang tackling by Treloar again. And the ball's held up. In fact, he's paid holding the ball, so not much of an opportunity there. But the Giants are away again, this time through Ward. Out wide there, looking for Cameron. Recovers the better of the two. Here's Polkinghorn. Quick little give there. The Lions should be able to set up here through Karnezis. Out wide and finds Mitch Golby. He's got a runner on there, but he's going to elect to go inboard. Not a particularly good kick, putting his teammate under pressure, but they got the numbers. Here's the former Demon Maloney to Adcock. Kick inside 50. Big jump from behind, but beautiful mark in front there, holding his ground. And
that's Thornton back there, very strong in defence.
Well, that's why he was recruited to the club, Craig, because he is versatile. He can play in defence and attack, and certainly is going to provide some solidity down to that back line, and giving some support to Phil Davis, who of course isn't playing here tonight.
As you can see in the background, a great crowd rocking in here. Robertson Oval in Wagga Wagga. It's been 20 years since it's seen the 3 letters AFL at this ground, and the locals are certainly showing their support, having the AFL fixture back in their hometown of Wagga Wagga. The sun's shining, beautiful weather here, perfect conditions for football. We did leave some pretty torrid weather up there in Sydney. It's been raining consistently for about 4 days, so the Giants are certainly happy to be out of that weather and playing some good football down here in Wagga. Beams
kicks it to the half-forward flank through the hands of the big line there in Sam Michael, the boy from Redland Bombers. And snap-on goal there by the Lions, but inaccurate. And that's big Stefan Martin, so they've certainly loaded up with some tall timber, the Brisbane Lions up forward. Here's Cornelio Patton. Good score from behind. Lions with the numbers. Chip kick around the body there by Polkinghorn out wide. Finds his teammate there in Redden. And he's got a teammate further field. And just trying to pick up that player out wide. It might be Zorko.
I think it is Zorko out there. Kicked some fantastic super goals in last week's game, did Dane Zorko. And he's lining up now for a shot on goal. Off the boot, looks good. Has it got the legs? I think it has. That's a great goal. In fact, that's called a super goal. That's a big 9-pointer early in the game. So that's 3 he's kicked in the last couple of weeks. And the Lions, they go ahead. Margin 3 points. It's 1-1-7, the GWS Giants. Brisbane with the super goal and the one behind, 10 points. And we've played just 5.5 minutes of this first quarter.
And what a season debut he had last year, Dane Zorko. Talented junior from the Broadbeach Football Club down there on the Gold Coast. Lost his way a little bit when he didn't go through the draft, but has come back with a bang at senior football. Represented AFL Queensland at state level and has made the most of his opportunities in his AFL career so far. There's Giles jumping early, ball to ground. Redden releasing the ball, big pack of players. Putting his head over the football again was the Giant player there in Ward, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire will come in and bounce this one down or throw it up in the air.
It was Whitfield at the bottom of the pack there, Richard, and he's certainly seeing a bit of it early. It's good to see for the new recruit at the Giants. Lions go ahead again. Good spoil in there. Once again was Thornton. Ball spills free. It's Aylett now. Giants trying to get out of trouble. Handball through. And now they're away. Further up the field. Patton is the target. Just out of reach for him. It comes inside. Smith now onto the ball. No, in fact, that's It's actually Shawnee Edwards out there. Sun coming in on a very low angle at the moment, making it a little bit difficult to see the far side of the ground. And as always, you tend to see that most players, when you do a game like this, Richard, is played on the far side, making it hard for the commentators in the early goings of this game. Ball comes out now the back. Just popped up there. Once again, Whitfield, nice touch. The Giants clear the area. It's Edwards out there now. Just hugging the boundary line. Good work there. I think that was Green. Brought it to ground. Patton, the target, does well, just holds his body on line, keeps the ball in front of him. Tomlinson was at the end. Now it's Giles with a short little kick, just too much on it. But coming out of the back line, that's could have been a free kick there, paid against Gillum. Umpire says play on, so still the Giants. Now through Adams, he gets it clear. No one really being able to get in control of this ball at the moment. Good tackle there by Smith. Comes through the Lions, they'd want to see this out. Ball goes out, the target was Doherty. He's now wrapped up, the umpire's going to say too high. And that will just relieve a little bit of pressure from the Lions.
So the free kick in the back pocket. And he'll probably kick it long down the line here. Umpire telling him to move the ball on. And he does just that, but it's an ill-directed kick, and intercepting, taking a beautiful mark there is Jacob Townsend, making his NAB Cup debut. Not a particularly good kick as he tried to find a teammate towards centre half forward. Here's Callan Ward, spearing ball inside 50. Jonathan Patton at ground level, dishes the handball off to the running Treloar around the body, and that's another one to the Giants.
Yeah, great goal there to Adam Treloar. Wasn't pretty stuff. But he got the ball quickly on the boot, and he slots it through for a goal. So we have a change in the lead again. It's the Giants by 3. We've played nearly 9 minutes of this first quarter. NAB Cup round 2. GWS Giants versus the Brisbane Lions down here, Robertson Oval in Wagga Wagga.
And Johnny Patton, he's certainly creating plenty of movement and options and leading strongly. And Big Matt Maguire has certainly got his hands full in this early stages of this game.
Well, you get a sense when the ball goes in there, there's a sense of urgency whenever Johnny Patton's around the ball. So certainly going to cause some headaches for backmen this year.
And there's Clay Beams for the Lions, booting the ball inside 50. Good spoil there from the Giants defenders. Ball fanned out wide now. Here's Whitfield again, the number 1 draft choice. Just pops the ball into some space for Ward to run onto. Can he get a climb bounce? No, he doesn't. Has he got the numbers to support him? Releases the handball, but I think the ball go out of bounds. In fact, the umpire's found a free kick. And no, it's which way is it going?
A 50-metre penalty too. It's actually Callum Ward's kick.
Bit of confusion out there, Craig.
Yeah, the kick was there, and actually Callum did very, very well there. Just held the ball in long enough to make sure that it didn't pop out to the Lions player. And in the end, draws the free kick and will kick from about 40 metres out. Because Callum didn't play in last week's couple of games up there at Blacktown International Sports Park, so it's good to see the skipper back on the ground. He likes himself from this distance. Good strike. Umpire has not moved. That's gone straight through the middle. And Callum Ward gets another one on the board for the Giants. They go out to a 9-point lead.
So a bright start for the Giants, who of course are kicking into a slight breeze, and already early on in this season, through the first practice match a couple of weeks ago and last week, just the ball movement of the Giants. They're taking the game on. They're backing their skills in, and they're backing their running ability, and combined with the hardness that they have around the footy and their fit, ferocious tackling, they're certainly stepped up a level already so far in this season.
We're back in the centre. Martin up against it. He gets it clear now. The Lions, can they get this clear? In there was Redden. He gets the ball out, but the tackling at the moment by the Giants is ferocious. And they've wrapped this one up. And what's the umpire seen here? He's just going to throw this one into the dirt again. And Lions with just the one super goal. It was Zorko who kicked that through. It was a great strike off the boot. Umpire's going to ball this one up again. going to be interesting today, Richard, to see how the new substitute rule, the interchange rule, comes into play. Of course, the Giants, a young team, and did struggle a little bit last year to play out the full games, and with limited interchange, it'll be interesting to see how they go. As the Lions go inside 50 again. Out there is Green. He just carries the ball over the boundary line. And what's the umpire called here? We'll call a touch, and we'll throw it in.
So the big bomb inside 50, obviously with Longer up there and Stephen Martin and Cornelius. They've got plenty of tall timber there, and the ball movement of the Lions early on just suggests that they're going to try and get it in long and quick and high. And hopefully with that tall timber down, they'll be able to convert. But here's an opportunity for Cameron, kicks the ball forward. But sitting back down the back play is Matt Maguire. He's going to transfer the ball into the centre of the ground. Fails to hit a target, loose footy. Wing position, here's Martin, streaming on the ball. Oh, good play there by Townsend, put his body on the line. Here's big Tim Moore getting his first touch for the evening, and he's misdirected his kick. Intercepting there is Justin Clark. Fantastic tackle again by Townsend. So putting his body on the line and then buttering up with a strong tackle, getting himself involved in the game. Here's Wilson, clever little handball, but he missed a target. But the Giants have got the numbers. Kick around the body on that occasion by Devon Smith.
Right
come out to attack the footy is the big fella. Cameron taps it forward. He's paid a throw, I think, has he? Or was it a free kick to Cameron? No, he's indicating a throw with the open hand. So the umpire right on the money there, and was in a perfect position to spot that one, and the resultant free kick will go to Elliot Yeo.
A little bit of concern out here for Nathan Wilson of the Giants. He's waved the trainers away, but he does look a little bit proppy at the moment. Oh, good grab there. It's big Joffa Giles chipping into the back line, playing that good defensive ruckman role. They go in front into the forward 50 again. Double team on John Patton, and it works out well this time with a good mark by Maguire.
So the Lions are away here, but nothing further afield. So Adcock goes sideways, and out wide there is Buick. So not many options. So they're just going to chip the ball inside 50. Here's Mitch Galby. Oh, got some run, but the fumble there. Lions under pressure inside the defensive 50. The big don't argue from big Matt Maguire in the... now, was that in the neck or the face? Surely that's a free kick if it's above the shoulders.
It just looked good, Richard, so we let it go. The big don't argue from Maguire. I don't think Devon Smith knew exactly what to do there. He threw the arms out and thought he might have been getting a free kick, but in the end, the turnover again. The Giants go inside 50. At the back of the pack is Giles, but a good grab there taken by Clark, the rookie. And they will relieve a bit of pressure. The kick's not a good one. Probably would have been in 15 metres if they tried. So Jeremy Cameron there trying to get this ball clear. In there again was Polkinghorn for the Lions. He gets it clear. It's a 15.1 metre kick, that one. And it's Buick just struggling to get this ball out of the defensive half at the moment of the Lions. Not holding their grabs, just as we saw there. Now, what can the Giants do? They've got plenty of numbers around this ball. Shield now with the ball. He'll look inside. Had Trelaw. Decided to go longer, looking for Cameron.
Thornton.
Actually, it's Thornton who's pushed up the ground. I must admit, I saw the back of the head and just assumed it was Jeremy Cameron in the forward line, not expecting Thornton to be anywhere near the area. But Brett Thornton, the former Carlton Blue, turned Giant. And he's done some good things early in this game, Richard.
Look, both forward and defence. Look, he's a very smart player, and we spoke about his versatility. And pretty important kick, this one, to give the Giants a very handy lead, but it's just faded out to the right-hand side. In fact, the ball's still in play. Golby for the Lions. Back pocket, the pressure from the Giants has been tremendous. But here's Buick all on his own.
Got pace.
Takes one bounce, second bounce, lifts the eyes. What's he got further field? He kicks it long. A bit of an up and under. And running onto it is Zorko, made good ground. About 80 metres out from goal. Looks further afield. Here's a lead there on that occasion from Josh Green out there, but a good spoil from behind. And the ball's forced out of bounds. So
the little things, Richard, sorry mate, it's the little things that are letting the Lions down at the moment. Just that last drop mark, a little bit of pressure on that one, but the turnover, and the Giants are capitalising on it all the time. We come back through. That was Longer, Billy Longer getting the ball clear. And now with Adcock.
Fantastic pressure by the Giants.
Gets it clear. There's no easy kicks out there. Handball through. Now Kinesis his little chip over. Finds, that was Beams. Now they've got this inside now, a shot on goal, but what the Giants have achieved is they've pushed them very, very wide. Very difficult kick. The wind at the moment probably coming there, left or right to screen, probably a little bit towards us. So it's going to be a difficult kick for Sam Michael. See how he goes. Just seeing there Nathan Wilson making his way to the room. So a little bit of a problem there for the Giants, and that one's gone across the face of goal, and it's Giles who's taken the mark on the last line of defence.
So big Jonathan Giles, who had such a stellar year last year, as you can probably hear the wind blowing through the effects mic out here. The wind is picking up a little bit, and the Brisbane Lions has just been fumbling the footy. They just can't take the ball cleanly, and partly due to the pressure of the Giants. As here we go again, another up and under inside 50. No real science behind the kick. Loose footy. Mopped up there beautifully by Kurt Aylett, but he's coughed the footy up and kicked it short and well intercepted out there on that occasion, just trying to pick up that player. It is, of course, Ryan Lester. So he will have a shot on goal from about 30 to 35 metres out. Acute angle, but he's on the right side for the right footer. And the Brisbane Lions trail by 9 points. Just opens the angle a little bit and brings it across his body. And the Lions have kicked another major. So on the scoreboard, Craig Abercrombie, as I have a look here, it is the Brisbane Lions 1 super goal, 1 goal, 1-16, trailing the Giants 3-1-19. So important goal there, and we are 18 and a half minutes into this first term. Of course, we'll play in these NAB Cup games 20 minutes plus time on. So an important goal there for the Lions.
Of course, in this world of multimedia, we invite you to join us. Send us your live tweets. You can tweet us on @GWS_Giants. Join in the coverage down here at Wagga, and we'll share your tweets if we get them through online. So let us know who you're going for, who you're liking at the moment. And as we said, the margin 3 points in favour of the Giants at the moment. The super goal really the difference between the two teams. And just looking at that score, Richard, it's 1 goal, 1 super goal, 1 goal, 1 behind. Is that, if we're playing cricket, that'd be Nelson, wouldn't it?
Just about.
1-1-1. Little hold up here. It's the Lions reload. They go inside. A late one here would be just what the Voss would have ordered. Canelio in there, gets the kick away. Just goes to the advantage. It's Miles, the local boy, puts his head over it and gets rewarded. In fact, it's actually Taylor Adams out there who does the same thing. He gets a second chance to do the same. He's gone here. No, gets it away to Treloar. Treloar spins, gets it clear. The umpire says you did the 360. And it'll be a free kick to the Lions. Really put himself under pressure there, did Taylor Adams. Ball goes in clear. Who's at the back there? Some numbers there for the Giants. It's Moore who relieves a bit of pressure, goes wide. He finds Townsend just pushing the ball clear, but the boundary line wins out. So 20 minutes, we're into time on in this first quarter. It's the Giants by 3 points. It's been a good effort so far by the Giants. The Lions haven't really impressed, so they've got some room to improve going forward in this game. Big fist in there by Thornton, and it goes through for a behind to the Lions.
So the resultant fullback kick in from the Giants. They've got a loose player out wide. Here's Treloar. Gets a kind bounce, lifts the eyes. He's going to kick it short on the left leg and finds Whitfield.
He's covered some ground, Whitfield, in this game so far.
Defensive side of the centre wing. Patton offers a lead, but he ignores that, goes inboard and finds Ward. Loads up, kicks it long into that centre-half forward position. There's Thornton lurking up forward. Big pack of players. Nearly 3 bites out of by Thornton. Loose footy. Good work there by the Lions in tight. Here's Karnezis. Oh. Bang! Big Jacob Townsend, but the player didn't have possession of the football. And just a couple of really impressive efforts by Townsend in this first quarter. Here's Zorko running Karnezis. Slight fumble, put himself under pressure. Back here to Zorko, just trying to weave some magic. Gets it eventually over here to Buick on the right foot. Big jump from behind. Couldn't hold the ball. Loose handball there by the Giants, but they're going to relieve here as the defensive handball comes back to Sam Darley. and he's trying to find Thornton, but it's actually out on the full. So dying stages of this first term.
A few little errors coming into the Giants game. Taylor Adam a couple of times just hasn't hit the target with the handball. So now Adcock fires it in. Players fly. The umpire sent a free kick here. It's going to the Lions for a push in the back. We'll come back out to Billy Longer. His kick, ugly looking kick, but it's effective. It's Zorko in there again. This time will only be for 6, but he's been handy early for the Lions. He'll line up just on that 40-45 metre distance. We'll have to aim for the left-hand goalpost. Maybe even more with this wind. It's really kicked up in since the start of the game, Richard. It was quite still for most of the afternoon. He does so, and it's coming back beautifully. He's read that like a book. And the Lions get one on the board late, and they go ahead. They lead by 4 points.
Yeah, beautiful kick by Dane Zorko. It was a bit of a helicopter coming in there from the big fella Billy Longer, who the Lions have high hopes for developing into a key ruckman, but Zorko just playing in front. Couldn't quite pick up who his direct opponent was there, but poor concentration by the Giants defenders. Just, I guess, a bit of a cheap goal there late in the first term. The Giants trail 23-19. Umpire Aaron Hall, of course, who made his NAB Cup debut last week, a bit of a Queensland product coming through. And he puts leather to turf. It's a good bounce by the young fella and good jump there by Giles. Gets first hand the ball there. Shield Ward, who's had a pretty effective first term. Here's Big Frost coming at meeting the ball. Awkward bounce for Cameron. Comes out here to Maguire. Kicks it out wide to no one in particular. Bit of a foot race here. Could have perhaps taken possession of the footy there in Devon Smith, but he butters up beautifully. Defensive handball to Steve Gillam, the former Hawk. Comes inboard. Giants are queuing up here. Is that play on? No, it's not. Anthony Miles. The ball should eventually end up with Whitfield. Here's Thornton. Finds Whitfield, who looked to play on. No, he goes back. Indicates he's going to kick it long. He kicks it towards the pocket, towards the leading player in Cameron. Spills out the back. Here's Maguire. Loads up again. It's a bit of a mongrel punt. Ball hits the deck. Darley. Good pace there to Treloar. Gives it on there to Devon Smith, and it's a spearing ball into his teammate there in Miles, out wide, and loose checking from the Lions defender there, and very loose by Justin Clark. And the mark out there is taken by big Adam Tomlinson. And this will be a very, very handy and important shot on goal as the siren sounds. You'll kick from 45 metres out into a slight breeze. And of course, this to give the Giants a quarter-time lead. Head over the ball, just moving the ball around in the hands and arms. But it looks like a pretty good kick, but it just hooks at the last minute. So the behind there to Adam Tomlinson takes the quarter-time score on to the Brisbane Lions. 1 super goal, 2-2-23, leading the Giants by 3 points, who are on 3-2-20. And the goal kickers for the Brisbane Lions at quarter-time. We have, of course, 1 super goal to Dane Zorko, 1 goal to Dane Zorko and 1 goal to Ryan Lester, whilst the 3 majors for the Giants are shared across Callan Ward, John Patton and Adam Treloar. And very quickly, Craig, the Giants will be well pleased with that quarter. Their tackling intensity and their ball movement was very impressive, and perhaps the Brisbane Lions just didn't make the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, as we said in the call, Richard, I think the Giants, they really worried the Lions out of a lot of the ball there. They gave them no easy opportunities. And, yeah, as you said, the coaching staff will be very happy with their intensity. The question will be, can they keep that up for the 4 quarters of the match? And certainly, as we said, some improvement there available to the Lions as they go into the second quarter. So, quarter time here at Robertson Oval in Wagga Wagga. It's the Brisbane Lions by 3 points. We'll take a short break, and then we'll be back with you shortly for all the action from the second quarter.
Be the year. This could be the moment you've been waiting your whole life to show the world the cards you're holding.
And welcome back to Robertson Oval as the sun starts to set in the west, and the lights will certainly take effect by half-time. And great investment by the Wagga City Council for the people of Wagga and the local community. And speaking of community, the Giants boys were of course in town yesterday. We flew in around 10:30 and visited the hospitals and schools. I think we touched something like 3,000 kids, or no, sorry, about 6,000 kids throughout the day in schools, and the coverage in the local media was just absolutely sensational through the Advertiser, Daily Advertiser here, of course, and thanks to Les Muir and his team for that fantastic coverage. And a healthy crowd has got out here tonight to watch AFL footy, as Craig Abercrombie rightly pointed out, has been absent from the region for some 20-odd years. As we start our second term, here's Craig Abercrombie for Giants TV.
Yeah, we're back in the centre, and the Giants have got the ball forward, but it's the Lions who will come away with it. Beams now gets it across, finds Leicester. Now they've turned it over. Jacob Townsend's down there in the foreground, as you can see. Green now tries to get the ball clear. Wasn't a great kick.
Doesn't look good,
Jacob.
Jacob.
Clark, and he's holding. Does it look like he's holding an arm there?
Arm or his rib, or?
Get you to keep an eye on that, Richard. And
can we
get across and see?
Can we get a bit of a zoom in there? And it looks like his hand he's holding, is it? Or
that's
shoulder.
In my very learned medical opinion, I think that'd be a broken bone.
Yeah, look, he's holding that right arm. So we'll keep an eye on Jacob Townsend, who is such an important player with his aggression and his hardness at the footy as Redden for the Lions tries to release the ball. Big pack of players over the top of it. How will the umpire see this one? He folds his arms and will ball this one up. Stephen Martin playing full forward for the Lions. All their players have pushed up to create that open forward line. But don't argue there on Polkinghorne, but what's the umpire doing here? Free kick to Polkinghorne, plays on. Here's Clay Beams, usually a beautiful kick on goal. He spears it in. That's a beautiful kick, and not exactly too sure on the matchups there and where Tim Moore was running to in the end, because Cornelius just found a bit of space 10 metres out, and he's got a beautiful pair of hands, Cornelius, as we know, and is a pretty reliable kick on goal as he makes no mistakes. So that's not the start that the Giants would have been looking for, and some loose checking up forward there. So scoreboard sees the Brisbane Lions 1-3-2-29, 9-point leaders over the Giants 3-2-20. And of course the Brisbane Lions are celebrating their 10-year three-peat this year at the Brisbane Exhibition and Convention Centre. Of course this stream is going through the Lions TV, through the Lions website. So welcome to all the Lions fans, and the three-peat anniversary, of course, Thursday, March 21st. Get on the Lions website and book your tickets. It promises to be a fantastic night. All the Lions players will be there, including Jason Ackermanis and, of course, Coach Lee Matthews, as Polkinghorne pumps the ball in forward. They just seem to have perhaps lifted their work rate early in the second term.
Free kick to Thornton there, just holding on in the contest. And yeah, as you said, Richard, a big shout out to all our Brisbane Lions viewers who are joining us on Giants TV. And as the Lions go forward again, and this has gone in the hands. Oh, yeah, no, he's pulled that in. Thought for a moment there he might have juggled it out, but this is Cornelius. Come up a little proppy. And a big shout out also to all our tweeters who are going crazy on Twitter at the moment. Ned, big shout out to Ned, who's currently got two screens running, got the cricket on one and the Giants on the other, so loving his sport early in March. And Janine, she's a big shout out, big fan of Adam Treloar. So Cornelius, he lines up, just pushes this across the face, only the minor score. Margin out to 10 points in favour of the Lions.
So Tim Moore just retrieving the ball.
Good crowd down there in front of the Wagga Tigers Social Club. You'd have to agree, Richard.
As a footy spills onto the ground and Tim Moore looks to play on. He's fumbled it, puts himself under a little bit of pressure, and he'll now kick it long. Townsend back on the ground, so he must be okay, obviously. Here's Miles, handball over the top there to Ward. Look to Cornelio, ignore that option. Here's Toby Green, the workhorse from what a debut season he had last year. Kicks it out wide, just pops it up high. Good recovery there on that occasion from Devon Smith, releasing the ball. Now the umpire's found a free kick.
Yep.
And it'll come back. Now, is this a 50-metre penalty? No, it's not.
It's against the Giants. It looked like a high fend-off, so I'm going to say that maybe that might have been the one against Devon Smith. Might have been mentioned by the umpire's coach at quarter time, and they've just found the high fend-off there. So Maguire with the ball. He pushes wide. A lot of the football being played on the flanks, not a lot down the middle at the moment. We'll have another boundary throw in far side of the ground. As we said, the margin 10 points in favour of the Lions. Out there is Billy Longer in the ruck. Haven't seen much of
50.
Lewin.
He's paid 50 to the umpire, so caught behind there. I think it was big Goose Maguire again, and he barreled into him. And, well, this will be a certain goal to the GWS Giants to bring them within 4 points.
Yeah, I was just saying before, haven't seen Leuenberger yet.
No, he's got the vest on down there, so I reckon that
a lot of Lions fans keen to see him out there.
Well, he's been dogged with injury, big Leuenberger, and we know how talented he is, and I would say he will only play short stints here tonight. But the Giants, easy goal there, of course, after that 50-metre penalty. Just didn't quite pick up who the player was.
Miles it was that kicked it through.
It was Miles. So brings the Giants to within 4 points. They are kicking with a aid of the breeze there towards the southern end. And Craig, it looks as if we might be in for a fairly tight contest all night.
Yeah, it seemed to be going score for score at the moment. A couple of late ones in that first quarter gave the advantage to the Lions. We're back in the middle. It's Giles up against Longer. Good bounce by the umpire. We had a look out on the ground yesterday, Richard, and it is in perfect condition for football. There is a turf wicket on this ground, but plenty of grass on it.
I'll play it on.
And here we go. It was Toby Green who got the ball long. Looking there for Cameron. He just tops over the back. Great work there. Good touch. And Sam Frost puts it through for another goal to the Giants. It was great work there by Jeremy Cameron. Knew he wasn't going to bring it in. And just tapped it over to the advantage. And it was Frost who put it through for another major. And that puts the Giants ahead.
Now, Craig, we saw the athleticism of Sam Frost on show there. The boy from, of course, Wesley College. And he is a tall, rangy, athletic player who will be a foil up forward as a third tall, but the ball hit the ground and he actually swooped on the ball like a gazelle. So he is demonstrating that he has the versatility, and he is just a magnificent athlete, and the club certainly holds high hopes for him.
7 minutes into this second quarter. It's the Giants by 2 points. Now it's the Lions who go forward. The game was to go as it's been going so far. We'll see a Lions score here, and it'll just another change of leadership. At the moment in there is Josh Green for the Lions. He picks up the free kick. Now it goes short to find a target, but the kick's not a good one. It's Toby Green who will cut that off. He now goes short. Cornelio. This near wing. Oh, good grab there. Is that Tomlinson? It is. Yeah, Tomlinson looking for Frost up forward. Gets the little shove and he'll get the free kick. Patton thought about for a second to go on with it, but...
Well, he fumbled it, so that's why he didn't go on. But good work again by Frost, pushing up the ground and working hard.
Good work by Treloar, lurking there. Put the... Jeremy Cameron just nearly brought that down, but it comes through the hands. Can the Lions get out of trouble? They will now with a free kick. It'll be Adcock with the ball.
So Nathan Wilson was subbed off in that quarter-time break, and we saw earlier in that first term he copped a bit of a high one in the shoulder, and just looking down on the Giants interchange bench, just getting some ice there. So, of course, very precautionary. Want to get our players 100% right for round one, so no point taking a risk with Nathan Wilson.
The Lions now, they get the ball through Karnesis. He goes laterally. Now they move it well. Hanley just puts it over the top. Working the switch well, the Lions. They go long. That's a beautiful kick. Perfect to advantage. They work inside now. Who's the target up forward? It could have been a push in the back. Richard Griffiths was umpiring. It would have been a push in the back every day of the week.
Well, there were two hands there, so irrespective of the velocity of the push, if there's two hands in the back, it should have been a free kick. And from where I was sitting up here, perched on the beautiful, what's the name of this grandstand we're sitting in, but looked like a free kick. But anyway, the umpire was closer than we were. But the Giants will defend. Coming out here to Darling, it needs to hit the target. So Sandali plays on to Cornelio. Bit of 1-2. Good pace by Darley. Of course, the call-up came yesterday morning, replacing Adam Kennedy, but the kick was misdirected, and sitting back there is Justin Clark.
Liked his game so far, Richard, the rookie for the Lions. Been very handy in defence.
Finds Maguire, goes out wide, trying to find his teammate in Doherty. Keeps the ball in play. Here's Buick. Likes to get back on that left foot. A loopy handball over the top. Poor kick forward. Putting his teammate under pressure. Brent Maloney, who we haven't seen that much of. Of course, he was in sparkling form last week. I'll tell you who's in good form is Callan Ward. To Cornelio, play on the from the play, and there's Jeremy Cameron. Now he's not without a chance here. He should just wheel on that left foot and go bang.
Yeah, the breeze will aid him. He'll be kicking for 6. The mark just inside the 50-metre arc.
So
there's a tactic here, Richard. Just play on, just 1 or 2 steps to the left and go for the 9. You're going to be kicking from the same distance.
So in he comes, Jeremy Cameron from inside the centre square, and that is a magnificent 65.5 metre long bomb goal, and what a talent Jeremy Cameron is, and that's a 9-pointer, Craig.
Called super goal there, so he must have played on in the kick, because I was I was certain that the mark was just inside the 50-metre line. Yep. That was certainly a 9-pointer. So that's a booming kick by Jeremy Cameron. As I said, the breeze probably aided that, but struck it beautifully. As you can see on the screen, the light's starting to take effect here at Robertson Oval. There'll be certain some of the councillors really enjoying this site. They've spent a lot of money and they've done a lot of work here at Robertson Oval, and it's paying off dividends today.
So 41 plays 31. The Giants have skipped out to a 10-point lead. Skewiff bounced there by umpire Hall, but he calls play on. Here's a chance for Maloney. Loads up, big bomb forward, show of strength there. Good work by Moore. Crashing on the ball there was Green for the Lions. Little give there by the Giants. Teaming beautifully down there in the last line of defence. And here's Gillum. Back pocket. And Thompson just needs to provide a lead. He's going to come inside a more dangerous kick, but finds the target. He's going to go out wide for the running Callan Ward.
It's been very handy early.
Well, he's the reigning Kevin Sheedy medalist, and of course one of the beautiful take at full tilt there. And of course that's Jeremy Cameron again. Chips it further afield. Giants just controlling the ball here. Lockie Whitfield goes further field out wide to the half forward flank. Just couldn't quite hit a target, putting his teammate under a little bit of pressure. And of course out wide there was young Anthony Miles, of course a product of regional New South Wales, and enjoying the opportunity to return to country footy here tonight at Robertson Oval.
Giles takes the ball out of the ruckwood, gives it off to Callan Ward. Nice little kick inside. Doesn't fall to advantage. It's going straight across the face of goal. I'll call this for a boundary throw in. Are we playing, Richard, I should have asked, are we playing the last man to touch it rule tonight?
We
haven't seen one yet.
No, well, that's a very good question. I didn't quite...
free kick here going, sorry mate, just cut you off there. It's a free kick to Giles.
Pretty reliable shot on goal, Giles. I didn't brush up on the rules prior to the game because they tend to change a fair bit, don't they? They're always changing the rules, but there are some good innovations in the NAB Cup, but the one that I'm not absolutely in love with is the last touch rule, to be honest.
Giants fans would have remembered Callan Ward's call of Joffa Giles and the kick for goal last week. This week he sets it through the middle. So the Giants, they jump out now. They're 16 points ahead of the Lions early in this second quarter. They played 13.5 minutes. You can just see on that shot there on screen, it looks like there's hardly anyone here on the near side of the ground. Just Gubby Allen just down sitting there on his own.
I was going to say, if anyone's wondering who that person is in that magnificent fluorescent orange T-shirt, it's the great man Gubby Allen, of course, the architect of the Brisbane Lions premiership success in the early 2000s, and he would be absolutely delighted with what he's seen so far tonight. And the ball movement and the clean ball handling of the Giants, together with their tackling pressure, has been very, very good thus far. And of course, they do lead 47-31, 14 minutes into the second term. Coming to you live on Giants TV here at Robertson Oval. Here's Craig Abercrombie.
They go forward again, the Giants. They're looking good out of the middle. Running onto it there was Buick. Can't find the handle, does so now. Gets it on, finds Lester. They go backwards through the hands of Polkinghorne. But at every stage, the Giants are there just to trouble them out. No easy ball at the moment. Can they get it clear now? Longer goes forward. Here's a break. Inside, it's Zorko again. This is for 9. Just pulls it on the kick, looking for an option, and he found it. No, umpire's, he's going to call that. What's he going to call there, Richard? Is that a mark?
The Giants defend...
And he's given away the 50, so it'll be a goal.
Yeah, look, the Giants defender, young Sean Edwards, he just had to turn his body at the last minute, and he didn't have his eyes on the ball. He infringed front on, so it is a definite free kick. And then a bit of a loose play, not getting the ball back on the full. So
good goal there to Pepperoni for the Lions, and they reduce the margins. Back to 10 points, 15 minutes gone in this first quarter, and it must be getting a bit cold. Gubby's reaching for the jacket now.
Speaking of which,
we might rename this grandstand the Gubby Allen stand for just for tonight.
You know, I thought about bringing the what do you call these things? The Giants. What are they called? Jackets.
Jacket, yeah.
Wind jackets, whatever. I thought, no, it's a beautiful night in Wagga. It'll be 26 degrees.
That's a shame, Richard, because I'm just going to put mine on.
Oh. Never mind.
So, back in the centre. Giants by 10. Giles in the ruck. up against Sam Michael for the line. Pushing it forward. Giants just scrubbing it forward. They get it clear. This is Whitfield. Just gets it on the boot. Just troubled it out of it in the last minute there by Redden. Now, Jeremy Cameron just seems to find space. Treloar on the left. Can it swing back? Will it go through the middle? It'll bounce through the middle. That's a great goal, Adam Treloar.
Well, I had the pleasure of sitting on the small charter flight. Well, it wasn't a charter flight. It was whatever it was, the plane. But it wasn't a particularly big plane. Of course, we took off from Sydney Airport. It was fairly inclement weather. I sat next to Adam Treloar, and we're getting on the plane. He said, I don't like taking off in the rain. And he got a bit jittery. We're about 3 minutes airborne, starting to level out, and there was an enormous piece of turbulence. Have the boys told you about this yet?
I've heard about the turbulence. I was on the later flight, thank you.
You know, I'm kicking back, just having a bit of a snooze, and bang, down we went, and the boys, whoa, a few of them were a little bit pale, and Adam wasn't particularly happy with it, but I did have a chat to him about his good early season form, and he's worked particularly hard in the pre-season. He is set for a big year, and he is a ball magnet. As the Lions go into attack, here's Cornelius crumbing the ball off, and a quick reply by the Lions. And just got lost there, the Giants defender on Cornelius, who did read it particularly well. And he is a dangerous player, Cornelius, on his day, and really hasn't been able to absolutely cement himself. He's been at the club for about 5 or 6 years, Cornelius, the Tasmanian. We do know he's got a beautiful pair of hands, and let's hope that for his sake and the Lions, he can really cement himself in the senior lineup and kick plenty of goals this year for the Lions. As the ball's back in the middle, it'll be Giles up against the youngster in Longer. Good bounce by the umpire, up early, Longer, well read by Giles, took it out of the air, quick kick inside 50, loose bouncing ball, there's Patton trying to steam on it, did he get one in the back? No, went to ground, big gang tackle by the Giants, Cornelio in there just lurking for the loose football to spill out. Eventually it does spill out, and it comes out there to the agency of Devon Smith, but he was wrapped up in a tackle, but in fact a free kick has been found in the back, and it is Devon Smith on that outer side.
I'm with Janine. I'm liking the game of Adam Treloar today as well.
Yes. Good call, Janine.
From Sean Morgan, Besser, who's tweeted in that Paparoni like Tone, not Paparone like Tony. Okay, we'll get that on board.
I'm tipping.
Well, I'm going off the call last week.
I'm tipping that the commentators are going to christen him Pepperoni. Pepperoni pizza, Pepperoni. I'll bet you he gets that during the year. What do you reckon?
The kick now just fades across the face of goal. I must admit, I watched a bit of last week's game, and the commentators, fantastic Fox footy commentators, were calling him Paparoni.
I reckon he'll get Pepperoni. You watch.
We'll go with Paparone if that's what is being tweeted through. Of course, you can tweet it through at GWS_Giants. Now the Lions are away. Got the 1-2 through Beams. Just held up. Ball hit the deck. Comes wide. Polkinghorn. No, Redden it is. He goes inside 50, and that's a good kick, and it's up there. Stephen Martin. Geez, he's a big man, Richard.
Yes, he's a big lump of a lad. Couldn't quite cement himself down there at the Demons, and was he actually involved in a trade? I think he was part of the trade. And, well, when you consider the Lions have got Big Lyle and Cornelius and the big Hawthorn lump of a lad, Lyle, the son of former North Melbourne Giant Mark Lyle. So they got some tall timber up there. And, of course, Leuenberger is yet to make his appearance on the ground.
So, Stephen Martin.
And Jonathan Brown, of course. How can we get in?
Just a little bloke called Jonathan Brown. Plays a bit of footy up there in the north of Australia.
That's a disappointing kick from 40 metres out directly in front. You would expect better. And a let-off there for the Giants.
Ticked into time on, second quarter. NAB Cup round 2. It's the Giants versus the Lions. It's the Giants with the lead at the moment. 10 points in their favour. The ball goes to the back of the back. Good tackle by Devon Smith. You're not getting out of that. The ball trickles over.
Giant player down there, mate. Just might want to pan across to your left. Can't quite pick up who that player is, but
it's
Darley, is it? Anyway,
could be Patton.
Anyway, we'll come back to that.
It is. It's John Patton.
Oh, no.
And you could just probably hear the collective groan there from the crowd.
It's his right knee, too. Dear. Anyway.
That's not good news for the Giants. Get back to the play. It's Callan Ward. Keep an eye on that, Richard, and I'll follow the footy. Frost now with the ball. Wants to look lateral. In the end, goes up the ground. Just a short kick. Townsend. Good to see him back on the ground. Copped a knock earlier. Goes long. Giles the target. Ball trickles over the boundary line. And concern here, they haven't taken him to the rooms. Patton's still on the boundary. It's definitely not the news that Giants fans would like to see.
Corky. I just got the call from right quad. Right, so it's not his knee.
Well, if that's the news, that's the best news we can get tonight.
Well, that's a collective sigh of relief, one would say. So cork to just above the right knee. So that is good news as Sean Edwards takes the relieving mark on the defensive side of the centre wing. He just indicates that he just might slow this down because we're 22 minutes into this second term. Half time is pending. Kicks it long down the line. Big pack of players. Giles in front. From behind there was Cameron. Crumbing it beautifully there was Whitfield. Kick up forward. Cornelio trying to crash onto the ball, but it's Redden. A little give there to the running Maloney. Can he get a bounce? Carnesis. Here's Dane Beams in the middle. Just cuts to the right-hand side. Kicks it out wide. Looking there for Banfield. Fist from behind. Crumb by Martin. Kicks the ball along the ground. Dribbling. Hits the post. Another let-off for the Giants.
Martin, not the play you'd expect to be front and centre, but he did that well. Was right spot, picked it up, and if not for another bounce, it would have gone through for a goal. Ball comes out. Good read there by Whitfield, just held off the pack. Handball, not a good one. Could have been high from Zorko. Apparently, they put that one away tonight. That fend-off there definitely looked high. Taylor Adams pled his case. Judge dismissed his argument. Now Whitfield trying to get through. No way through that traffic. Wrapped up in the tackle. The tackling tonight, Richard, by the Giants has just been outstanding.
No doubt. I mean, their technique is the thing that is so very impressive. Also, as here's Adcock bursting through half forward. High ball. Martin in front. Nearly held onto that one. Ball to ground. Kick off the ground. Rushed through there by the Giants. And so the Brisbane Lions, they go on to 157 46, trailing the Giants. One super goal, 7-3-54. Ball inside 50 again for the Lions. Could have been a high tackle, and Toby Green will take the resultant free kick.
Can't be long to go in this quarter.
Well, I just want to concede a late goal here, and they'll kick it out wide and play down the line, you would have thought.
Tomlinson there, couldn't bring that one in. Might have been chopping the arms, but he affects the tackle, wraps it up. And yeah, as we said, just over 24 minutes played. They'd be happy to see this one away. Make sure you get on the Twitter during half-time. Send us your thoughts or jump in the comments box and give us your thoughts. We'll be reading through those with much interest at half-time. And see where we're going. The ball now inside 50 for the Giants, the place they wanted to be. Umpire letting this go for an eternity.
And just while there's a bit of lull in play, Craig, big thanks to Nick Johnson from the Giants, of course, who, together with your good self, has worked pretty hard with the AFL to be able to stream this game live to not only Giants fans, but Brisbane Lions fans and, of course, footy fans. And from all reports, the vision looks great. The lights are taking effect. It's an entertaining game of footy. And, of course, it's even better because the Giants are actually in front.
Yeah, we're very happy. We're hoping to bring a lot more live events to Giants members this year. Of course, if you're not a member yet, now's the time to get on board. You don't want to miss this exciting, dynamic young football team as they grow. And already this year, turned a few heads in the AFL community, and there could be a push out. It is. Giles will get the free kick right on the stroke of half time. Can't be long to go. And I wonder if Dom Tyson's watching. We'll regret his little comment last week on the boundary line out there at Blacktown.
How is Dom Tyson's program rating? How many hits is he getting compared to the G1, G2 extravaganza?
Look, we're not ready
G2?
to release...
G3, isn't it?
In the meantime, Giles puts it through. And there's the stroke of half-time. The siren goes.
Now, did we kick that goal? I just looked down. Yeah, we did. Giles.
We did. It was Giles. It's... mark it down if you were listening to Tyson. A little bit of a fracas happening in the forward line. Sam Frost in there. Maguire in there, of course. And the boys just working out which of the fantastic pubs down the main street, Baylor Street, down here at Wagga Wagga, they'll be meeting up tonight to talk about the game. Still a bit going on. We've just ticked into half-time. So it's half-time here at Robertson Oval. The Giants been impressive early. They lead 1 super goal, 8 goals 3. Good kicking by the Giants. They're 60. The Brisbane Lions with the 1 super goal as well. 5 goals 7, 46. The margin's 14 points. We'll take a short break, Richard.
Well, I was just going to give the goal kickers, but let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll have a look at the goal kickers. We'll have a look at the better players. And we might even have a bit of a chat to Lee Merrick, of course, the media manager here. Good news for Giants fans. Big John O'Patton is on the exercise bike, just keeping the leg warm, and he got a knock to the top of his knee there. Basically a cork, so it's good news there. So we'll come back. We want to talk about the upcoming season. Of course, the Giants return to this part of the world where we take on Essendon next week in Canberra. And of course, we want to talk about the importance of membership to this club. So there's plenty to talk about during the half-time break.
Kevin Sheedy here, coach of the GWS Giants. I can't wait for the 2013 season to start. All our players have been training extremely hard in the off-season and are looking forward to matching it with the big boys of the AFL next season. Now is the time to stand tall and become a member of the Giants. We have the best young talent from all around Australia, and now we need your support. Whether you're from Sydney, the ACT, or anywhere in Australia, or across the world, we have a membership package for you. Come and experience the Giants in AFL season 2013.
Giants fans, tickets for round 1 are now on sale.
Don't miss your chance to see us take on last year's premiers, the Sydney Swans.
At ANZ Stadium on March 30.
We've been working hard all pre-season to show the Swans what the Giants are made of.
And the season is almost here.
Head to Ticketek or the ticketing section of our website to get your tickets today.
Giants fans, tickets for round 1 are now on sale.
Don't miss your chance to see us take on last year's premiers, the Sydney Swans.
At ANZ Stadium on March 30.
We've been working hard all pre-season to show the Swans what the Giants are made of.
And the season is almost here.
Head to Ticketek or the ticketing section of our website to get your tickets today.
Giants fans, hi, I'm Dom Tyson, hoping to bring you weekly interviews of those Giants that you love to watch play. First up, we've got special guest, a man that's famous for his role in G1 and G3, Stephen Cornelio.
Thanks, Dom. Thanks for having me.
First off, mate, this is just going to be a bit of a formal interview, not treading on your toes as part of G1, G3 co-host, so we'll just get that off the record there, mate. First question, how's the body holding up into your second season?
It's a little bit different to, obviously, our first pre-season coming in last year, where we came up in late November. This year we had about a month head start, so Had a lot more time. I had a back injury towards the end of last year, so just been trying to fine-tune that, but the body's holding up well.
Yeah, obviously you missed a fair chunk of the second half of the season last year with the back issue. Everything's tracking along well there?
Yeah, everything's coming along all right. Missed the first month of pre-season, but hoping I'll be sweet for NAB Cup.
Stevie, talk us through some of your proud moments from your first AFL season.
Running through obviously the draft was a massive highlight of a number of us. Leading into games, obviously round one was a massive thrill, playing at ANZ Stadium against the Swans. Our first win in Manuka against Gold Coast was a great moment for all of us, and probably our second win as well against Port Adelaide. But not only the wins, to play Carlton at Etihad, Hawthorn at the MCG, definitely memorable moments you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Definitely. And how do you think pre-season's tracking along so far in the scheme of the team?
Everyone's going really well. You know, a lot of us young players are stronger and fitter this year. The boys have been killing it prior to Christmas and coming back. Everyone's in good shape and really looking forward to games.
Okay, now this one's a little bit of a left field, mate. Swedish House Mafias this weekend. Can you just talk us through your thoughts heading into that one?
Yeah, well, I first met them a couple of years ago. No, I didn't. Really looking forward to it, Dom. They're obviously a favourite of ours. So it'd be good to go along, and a lot of the boys are heading over, so hopefully it'll be a good set.
Giants fans, thanks for joining us. I hope you learned a bit about Stephen and you enjoyed the interview. Next up, we've got fan favourite Taylor Bull-Adams, so send us through a few of your tweets and we'll try and ask him as many questions as we can. Thanks for joining us.
And welcome back to Robertson Oval. And we can just see a beautiful red sunset there at the back of the coach's box that has been built as part of the redevelopment. And a healthy crowd in attendance here at Robertson Oval. At quarter time, the Brisbane Lions led by 3 points, 1-2-2-23 to the Giants 3-2-20, but a good second quarter there by the Giants with the aid of the breeze, where they kicked the 1 super goal and 5 goals to lead 1-8-3-60 by 14 points over the Brisbane Lions, 1-5-7-46. Goal kickers for the Giants, and I hope I've got this right. Craig, just correct me if I'm wrong. Jeremy Cameron kicked a 65-70 metre super goal. That's a 9-pointer for those that don't know in that second term. And Majors Adam Trawler's kicked 2 goals. Jonathan Giles has kicked 2, both in that second quarter. And Sam Frost chipped in for a goal there. Beautiful piece of play halfway through that second term. And Anthony Miles. And in the first quarter, Callan Ward and Johnny Patton both kicked 1 apiece. Whilst for the Brisbane Lions, Zorko has kicked 2. Marco Paparoni has kicked the 1 goal, as has Ryan Lester. Cornelius has kicked, has he kicked a couple of goals? I think he might have kicked a couple of goals. I might have missed that one. But the Lions have kicked the 1 super goal also. So at half-time, it's 14 points to the GWS Giants, 1-8-3-60, leading the Brisbane Lions 1-5-7-46. And Craig, just for all of our viewers, and I know that many of the parents are watching through Giants TV, and for the Patton family, Johnny did go down there and looked a little bit concerning at one stage. He came off and was favouring his right knee, but in fact it was just a cork to the thigh area, just above the right knee. He was on the exercise bike. He walked off the ground at half-time. I wouldn't have thought they were bringing him back out. He's probably in there having the normal ice treatment. So we hope to get another report a bit later in the night. But Johnny Patton is okay. And of course, it's been a pretty bright first half for the GWS Giants, and we've made mention on numerous occasions their tackling intensity, their numbers around the ball. But then when they do get their hands on the ball, the spread and the carry and the run is really something that has been, I guess, worked on throughout the pre-season to actually move the ball, be offensive and run and carry the footy. And they've of course got those tremendous targets up forward to aim at, and of course some live wires up there on the forward line too. But their midfield is just ferocious. The youngsters in Green and Cornelio and Callan Ward's been tremendous in that first quarter. Treloar just continues to rack up possessions, and young Lockie Whitfield, who, just playing that outside ball carrier role. He's really slotted into senior footy magnificently early. I know it's only early days, and I know the club will manage him throughout the course of the year, but look, he's still got the skinny frame, of course, but he just looks as if the tempo of the game just hasn't... he's just adjusted so well to the tempo of senior footy. It's always a challenge, and we do see that in some of the younger players with the smaller bodies to then come out and play at an AFL standard. And as I say, it is early days, but just his touch and his awareness around the packs has really impressed me tonight. Just his ability to move the ball and find a target and just create the play is certainly something that has been impressive. A couple of times got caught trying to crash through some packs. Might have happened at a lower level. But yeah, and you also mentioned the intensity and the tackling of the Giants so far. And we saw last week a lot of people saying this is a very different looking Giants side, and there was a lot of comments about how they've improved over the pre-season, and we're seeing it again tonight. So it's good to see that the improvement is coming for the Giants. The Lions in that second quarter, they threatened to make an impact on the game, but in the end really struggled to get the ball forward in that second quarter. Really only kicked the 3 goals, whereas the Giants laid on 5 goals in that second quarter, including 1 super goal. So really dominated that second quarter, that did the Giants, and it's really good to see. And as we saw, and you mentioned also, Richard, to see Johnny Patton on the bike just rolling the legs over. We were concerned that it was that same injury, but very quickly got the message up that it is only a cork. And I'd be surprised to see him out here for the second half. Just put him on the ice, get him through the rehab that has to happen for a cork, and get him set for round 1. As the umpires do make their way out onto the ground, and of course the NAB AFL Auskickers from the local schools and clubs, of course, out there at half-time having a great time. A great opportunity for these kids to see the AFL players, and of course they'd love to try and get the high fives as the players run out onto the ground. And look, the AFL staff here in Wagga, led by former Swan Jason McPherson, have been absolutely tremendous in growing and building the game. Their coordination of our players yesterday, as I mentioned earlier in the coverage in the schools and the hospital visits, has been tremendous. And one of the great things about the Giants is our commitment to the community, and our players will do around 5,000 hours of work throughout our communities in Western Sydney as the Giants make their way out onto the ground. 5,000 hours of community work, and we understand how important it is that we interact with our communities, we build our brand, we build our profile, and our young stars become household names. And we've done a tremendous job, particularly in relation to our membership, Craig, where we've cracked the 10,000 mark. This time last year, 3 or 4 weeks out from round one, I think we were about 4.5, 5, and we've actually exceeded, or just about exceeded, our total membership figure for 2012.
I think you'll find, Richard, we've actually cracked our membership from last year, so it's
brilliant.
We've beaten the record, so we're in uncharted waters at the moment.
We are.
We had the discussion during the week, and Sheeds, he wants 20.
Well, he does, and why not set? Let's shoot for the stars. And the work from Beck Shaw and her fan development team has been tremendous. But if you are a supporter of the Giants, or even if you support another AFL club, and you might be in New South Wales or wherever you might be a global Giant member. Membership is the lifeblood of every AFL club, and we at the Giants, we want people to jump on board, whether it be through a 3-game membership package or an 8-game membership package, or even if it's a Giant Insider membership where you pay $50 to get inner sanctum experiences through email, etc., from Kevin Sheedy. It all helps build and grow this wonderful club. And talking of growing this wonderful club, we are here in the Riverina area, and some of the players that have come out of this region that are in fact playing for the Giants tonight, but the talent that is in the region, Lockie Buzzard, of course, who heads up our academy program, who is always travelling around New South Wales identifying players and bring them into our academy program, is so important. The 4 AFL clubs north of the Murray River are very fortunate to have the academy program established by the AFL Commission, and it really gives us a competitive advantage in terms of being able to pre-list young players from our talent regions. And it's such a vital and important part of our program for this club to grow and develop. Of course, we want more talent from New South Wales onto the Giants list. And of course, we do already have the likes of course, Jacob Townsend, of course, Mark Wiley and Kurt Aylett. Who have I missed? Anthony Miles, boys from regional New South Wales, and it's just tremendous that they're playing here in their local region.
And one thing you haven't mentioned, Richard, and we get the pleasure of obviously playing under this brand new surface tonight here in Wagga Wagga, but next Friday night we're down the highway to our lovely home of Manuka Oval. We play the Essendon Bombers under brand new lights at Manuka Oval as well, and we've got some fantastic members in Canberra, and it is our second home. We love going down to Canberra and spending some time down there. We did our community camp down there late last year and got to meet some fantastic people in the nation's capital, and so that's going to be another fantastic event next Friday night. That will be coming to you live on Fox Footy.
It will be. So we've been given the heave-o after 1 week.
Yep. Basically, we've got a season run of 1.
Oh dear. Look, we're really looking forward to Canberra. The ACT provides a wonderful opportunity for this club. The fixturing from the AFL is just tremendous this year, with, of course, Sheedy going up against Hurd next week, with the Bombers, with the third round of NAB Cup, and then, of course, we take on the Saints and the Gold Coast Suns and the Western Bulldogs. And if I can just, before I finish on the academy, the support that we get from Slater and Gordon as our major academy partners, and PM Capital, for example, just the support that we get from organisations like Slater and Gordon for our academy is just so much appreciated by the club. It allows us to invest in the youth in the region, to develop the programs, to provide welfare for the players. So to all of our sponsors at the Giants, Skoda and Lifebreaker as our co-majors, who are just tremendous supporters of the club. It's just so very, very important, and we do appreciate our all of our partners who have jumped on board on this exciting journey of the GWS Giants. As we're about to commence the second half, third quarter action here from Robertson Oval, and in the city of Wagga Wagga, the Giants lead by 14 points. Now Liam Sumner's come on for Jonathan Patton, the will-o'-the-wisp half forward, and he will add plenty of life and bounce to that forward line as Craig Abercrombie for Giants TV takes up the call.
Trelaw gets it clear out of the centre. The first centre clearance comes to the Giants. Cornelio looking for Smith, finds him. Back to Cornelio, the old 1-2. Ran out of room over the boundary line. And whilst we're talking about the fantastic support, we want to give a big shout out also to the Brisbane Lions supporters who have joined us on Giants TV tonight. We're running this for the first time, and we're getting some fantastic and some really encouraging tweets from the Brisbane Lions supporters, and we also want to thank the help of the Brisbane Lions Footy Club, who have helped put this together, and also encourage those members or those supporters that may not be members to jump on board the Brisbane Lions. As you mentioned earlier, Richard, their three-peat dinner coming up. It's a fantastic, historic moment in the club's, in the annals of the club. So get on board as we go back to the action. It's now the Lions get it clear. Pushing forward, looking up there for Stephen Martin, and that'll be out the full. Off
Dylan Shield. It's great to see Dylan Shield back playing footy. Of course, he had that foot problem mid to late last year, and had a fairly major operation. He's got the good wheels on tonight too, the fluorescent bright yellow wheels. So it's good to see Dylan out amongst it again. And look, he's just another exciting youngster, very hard at the footy, and has got great running power. Just on the Brisbane Lions, of course, membership is very important to that club also. They're tracking at about 16,000 members, aiming for 25, and of course you can buy 3 game packages up there for $75, 8 or 11 game packages. So to all the Lions supporters, if you remember and you haven't renewed, jump on board, because the Lions had a pretty good year last year, 10 wins, and they'll certainly be hoping to push for a top 8 spot this year. Now, is that a goal down there?
It is a free kick. It's going for a goal. It was a snap out of the pack there from Rockcliffe for the Lions.
Rockcliffe kicked it?
Rockcliffe definitely kicked it. Moore on the last line of defence was pleading his case for being held. Umpire was not hearing any of it. And in the end, it's a good goal to the Lions. And they reduced the margin to 8 points.
So Tommy Rockcliffe.
Sorry, 13 points. What am I saying?
13 points. It was Rockcliffe who kicked that?
Definitely was Rockcliffe, yep. Snapped it out of the back of the pack.
So the ball back in the middle. Beautiful bounce by the umpire. By a big jump there by Big Long. And is that a free kick for a throw? Has to be. Play on advantage. Out of the middle there comes the Giants. Spearing ball. Well intercepted. And relieving out there for the Lions. Kicking out wide. Thornton leading the race for the ball for the Giants. But the boundary beats all and sundry. And that was Ryan Lester streaming out from defence for the Lions. And boundary umpire preparing to bring the ball back into play. Not an overly vocal crowd here tonight, but they are certainly enjoying AFL action back at Robertson Oval. It's been some 20-odd years since an AFL game has been played here, so it's great that the locals have got together here tonight to support this game. Oh, slick ball movement, Patrick Karnezis, and he is a very exciting talent, yet to quite string it together, but he does have goal-kicking ability. They've been playing him off the wing and half back, and he certainly showed plenty of dash and running power there and threaded it through. So good start for this third term by the Brisbane Lions, kicking those 2 quick goals. And as we look at the scoreboard, the Lions now only trail by 2 points, 177-58 to the Giants 183-60. And the Giants are yet to get the ball inside their forward 50.
A lot of chatter online and during that halftime break, Richard, by I can only say were Brisbane Lions supporters who were calling for a lift and expecting the Lions to come back in this second half, and they certainly have done that so far. They get another clearance now. Looking up forward. Target there was Cornelius. He turns around and puts it through for another one. So 3 goals on the trot by the Lions. And they restore the lead. They're back in front by 4 points.
Well, he certainly showed a bit of dash and agility, Cornelius, who is more noted for his leading and marking ability, and a clever kick on the outside of the boot there. And they've kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes, and the Giants just need to get their hands on the footy in the middle here and just try and dictate some play and just stop this momentum here, because the Lions are up and about. They are kicking with the aid of a pretty handy breeze, as you can hear in the effects mic, down towards the southern end there. And the Giants will just want to hold things here because, as I say, the Lions are getting their hands on the ball and they're away again through beams. Carves a sway through the centre corridor there, spearing ball forward, more in front, went to ground when perhaps he didn't need to, but did cop a high tackle. So defensive handball out wide. The Giants are trying to get some run through Toby Green. Probably need to get a kick in here. It comes through Gillum out wide, and he finds his teammate out wide there in Lockie Whitfield. Plays on quickly. Good work there by the Lions to get a hand in, but it spills free to Taylor Adams. Kicks inside 50, but it's a misdirected kick. Good contest from behind by Sam Frost, who came down with the ball. Ball's paddled out. Shepherd there from Sumner. Comes to Jacob Townsend. Short little kick to his teammate there in Anthony Miles. Loads up and through the hands of Jeremy Cameron, and it's rushed through for a behind. So the Giants trail by the 3 points, 64 plays 61, and the ball's on the outer side there.
It's good movement by the Giants. Good to see them get that ball forward. They were stunned a little bit by the 3 goals put on the trot by the Lions in this third quarter. They come back through. Doherty, he plays on. The free kick was awarded. Umpire played on. Carnesis just turns around on the left, throws it forward. Miles out there. He'll track it back. Gets it off to Moore. Good 1-2 there.
Kick it.
Moore has a bounce. Don't like seeing Backman bounce the ball. Adams, he's dispossessed. Carnesis again. They've just fallen off a bit. They've found a little bit of space so far in the Lions, and here they go again. Back through the middle. The captain, Adcock. He kicks in. Oh, got there well. That was Frost. Just put the little quick steps in. He's wrapped up now. Could have been taken high. Umpire didn't see it. Wrong side. Thornton taps it back. Aylett, he tries the switch. And he's found out there. It was actually Sam Darley, the late inclusion. Oh, it wasn't on the list. Ball spills through. Sumner out there. He's like a dog with a bone. Is Sumner. He got there. Laid the tackle. Dispossessed Carnesis. Now they go forward. Sean Edwards on the right. Found some space. Put this down to Sumner. Whitfield with the ball. Just that intensity of the tackle. Got fresh legs. Whitfield. Miles goes to ground. He's seen that a couple of times. He's come up with the ball. Got the free kick as well. Goes in short. Looks for Giles and finds him.
Oh, good lead by Giles, and strong hands out in front of Ryan Lester, and he'll shoot on goal. It's a pretty difficult shot there. A little bit of breeze into his face, and he'll just need to hang it to the right-hand goal post and let the breeze bring it back. And a pretty important goal here just to steady the ship for the Giants. Trailing by 3 points. It's been a pretty lively start to the second half by the Lions, as in he comes. What's he done? No, he's just faded it to the right-hand side. And a big cheerio to Lockie Beggs, who is tuning in via Giants TV to this exclusive live stream. And I hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you might be watching this coverage of the game. And it's been a pretty entertaining affair, and it looks as if it's going to be a close one down to the wire. And well, the Lions are certainly lifted in this third term, and they needed to, as the ball spills out the back. A little bit lumbering to pick up the ball there, Sam Michael. Did he get one in the back? Yes, he did. And a fringe there from Sam Frost. And of course, it's as I mentioned earlier, Michael Voss will be very keen for the Lions to do well in this NAB Cup competition. Of course, winning the first 2 games last week and be looking to progress through to the competition. So they will be very, very keen to win this game here tonight as Polkinghorne loads up with a big high drop punt inside 50. Big pack of players set themselves. Ball spills out the back to Zorko. Couldn't quite get enough hook on the footy there and forces it through for a behind. So the Brisbane Lions 1-8-8-65 to the Giants 1-8-5-62. 3-point ball game. And well, just fiddling around with the footy here under a little bit of pressure. Loose handball. Just not as decisive with their movement and ball handling. Toby Green mops up, kicks it out wide. Leading for the race of the ball there is, of course, Rowan Buick. Is it out there? Swings onto his left boot.
Pierce Hanley, I think.
Pierce Hanley, was it? And hugged the boundary line, and Karnezis will come up with a footy. And I will tell you one thing, Craig, he is not without a chance to kick this Patrick Karnezis. He is a genuine goal kicker.
Well, it'll be for a super. Just trying to track it. It's hard to see the line there. Karnezis got good carry with the footy.
And he duly pops it out. But he is a good goal kicker, Karnezis, and he is a dangerous player. He's that awkward size. He can play tall, and he's agile at ground level. He's got a good turn of speed. So, as I mentioned earlier in the call, the Brisbane Lions will be looking for a little bit more consistency from him in 2013 as the ball's on the outer side there. Big Giles got 2 hands, but a free kick has been paid for 2 hands in the back.
So Tomlinson, no, the ball come back to Giles. Giles looks lateral, looking for Canelio, just a short pass. Canelio turns, has 1 bounce, goes short to find a target in Cameron. He turns around, got options. Adams inside 50, this is for 6. Got the carry, just hasn't got the radar on, and another behind.
So that was an interesting piece of play there because he had Adams running for him, which is fine, but Adams is a preferred right footer, whereas Jeremy was on his left foot, no one in front of him, and thought he might have actually have had the shot on goal himself. But anyhow,
he seemed to turn offering the handball, and then didn't realise that he'd made 10-15 metres in the run and could have had the shot. Karnezis now goes down the line. This will go out in the full. Umpire right there had the whistle in the mouth, decided not to blow. Green, the Lions building. I'd love to see another one on the board. They've pegged back the lead. They're 2 points ahead. Ball with Maloney. He goes inside, straight down the middle. Just pulled the kick at the last second was Maguire. Looking out wide. The target was there, just couldn't bring it in. That was Michael. Would have been hold high there. Green lurking. Very far side of Robertson Oval. Toby Green didn't like the treatment he was giving, or he was getting. Boundary throw in. Giles makes the thing. Callan Ward there, just roving the pack beautifully. Comes out to Doherty. He turns around and is dispossessed. That's holding the ball. Went to play on. This will be interesting because it's Devon Smith, I think, who played on. Definitely gave the handball out. Unfortunately, went straight to a Lions player and was given the benefit of the doubt. Whitfield, the play's been called to play on. Does so now. Wants to run. Handball. Little fake kick. Green just turned, just hasn't been able to find the space that we so often see him find.
Well, that's not the best piece of play and the best piece of ball movement you'll ever want to see. But the Giants, I suppose, are just trying to create something. But, gee, there's some loose checking here. And a chip kick over the top to Green, who marks it inside the boundary line.
It's a very different Giants team that's come out from half-time there. They just seem to be standing off the Lions a little bit more, giving them a bit of space. While we've got a moment here, we've had tweets from all around the world. Watching this. We've had someone coming in from Shanghai. We've had a couple in from Glasgow watching the mighty Giants playing the Lions. And, of course, you can join us, GWS_Giants on Twitter.
So for those good folk from, where did you say, Glasgow and Shanghai, join up as a global Giant. Get onto the Giants website, look up the membership, and we've just launched last week a new membership opportunity for to become a global giant. And I think there's even 2 AFL Grand Final tickets at stake. So, of course, we're not going to fly you over,
Yes.
but we'll give you the 2 Grand Final tickets. But get on the website and have a look at that. Now, that is good ball movement. And here's little Liam Sumner couldn't quite hit the target there.
Oh, like
to
this.
Devon Smith. Open footy here. Sumner, what's he done?
Finished what he started.
He has. And, well, a much-needed goal to the Giants. 14 and a half minutes into the third term, they hit the front again, and they really just made the play. They took it on. I thought that the initial kick there that didn't hit the target would mean a potential turnover, but they were able to control the footy, and Liam Sumner finished off beautifully. So the Giants 196-69 to 189-66, 3-point ball game. The Giants lead, and we are exactly 15 minutes into the third term.
And of course, you mentioned the Global Giants. The AFL launching a fantastic new service as well to be able to watch the games live through the internet, as we're doing tonight. The first time we've rolled out a live stream of a game on Giants TV, and so far, so good. Ball goes forward. Cameron found behind. Maguire with it now. Wants to go wide, does so. He's a long booming kick, is Maguire, and that's perfectly placed. Back through the middle. Good mark from Polkinghorne, he plays on. Got options up forward. Just could have been in the back, but Gurrell picked up there by the big man. Couldn't swing it back.
Cornelius again.
Jeez, he's been damaging in this first stanza of the third quarter, if that makes any sense at all. Cornelius, a likely lad. Certainly providing the target. That's a great kick out there, Shield on the end of that. Now, the Giants just wanting to slow it down a little bit. 16 minutes played in this third quarter. The Giants lead by 3 points. They had, it was a 10-point lead. No, it was a 14-point lead at half time. So the Lions have come back, and here he is again. Cornelius. Just throw the big mitts up there, and it's stuck. He wants to go back and kick this goal. Say perfect conditions for football. The breeze has just dropped a little, but a very kickable goal now for Cornelius. Strikes it well. Umpire's doing a bit of work, and it just pulls it to the near side, so another behind.
And of course, we are coming to you live from the city of Wagga Wagga, who the local council have been tremendous supporters and partners of the GWS Giants. Of course, we do have a partnership agreement where we will, bring games to the region, play games here at Robertson Oval. It is now a magnificent AFL standard facility, and the local community have certainly got around the event here tonight. And on behalf of the Giants, we'd just like to thank the City of Wagga Wagga and the councillors, and particularly Councillor Kerry Pascoe, who of course was a vital cog in working with the AFL and the Giants to develop this facility and to partner with the Giants. So again, thanks from the Giants to the council as Dane Zorko pumps the ball inside 50, and the big pair of hands. And look, he's proving a real headache down there, and just not so sure that Sean Edwards can go with him in the air. And he's also very good at ground level, as we've seen. So Cornelius has already kicked 2, and he's coming in for his 3rd to put the Brisbane Lions in front, and he should make no mistake. And just pops it over the top of the goal umpire's cap. So the Lions lead. And as we just pan back there, the Lions 73 to the Giants 69, approaching the 20-minute mark into this third term, and it'll be a very interesting final term. See if the Lions can run it out, or the Giants, who'll be kicking with a slight breeze, although it seems to have dropped momentarily. But it'll be a very exciting last term, so stick with us here on Giants TV for this all-important round 2 NAB Cup clash from Wagga. Ball in the middle. Big pack of players. Working hard there for the Giants is Anthony Miles. Loose footy. No one can get a clean possession. Eventually spills out. Oh, beautiful pick up there at ground level from Taylor Adams. Needs to find a target, and he does. And that's Jeremy Cameron goes one way, then the other. Chips it short out wide. Out there, half-forward flank to Stephen Cornelio. Looks back inboard and made hard work of it, but he was able to get down low. Stephen Gillum that was. He kicks that wide to the pocket. Big jump from behind. No numbers at ground level for the Giants, so the Lions are able to mop up nicely across there. Ball on the half-back flank. One-on-one contest as it's a high ball. Good work there by the Giant defender. I think it was Tim Moore. Put his head over the footy and got the free kick. Play on advantage. No, the umpire's going to bring it back.
That's an interesting call. Interesting interpretation of the advantage rule. I thought they were away there.
Well, there was no interpretation.
Miles now with the ball. Far side in front of the NAB signage. Of course, it's NAB Cup round 2. Wagga Wagga Giants versus Lions.
And we can just see the Lions just pushing the numbers back in defence, clogging up all the holes. They know there's only seconds remaining, and they won't want to leak a cheap goal here. High ball inside 50. Who's up for the Giants? Oh, magnificent mark.
Cameron.
Oh, did he cop one when he went down, did he? Or
cop one in the air, I think. So Maguire it was. He's come up a little proppy as well, so there was obviously contact between those two players. But a great mark there. Big mitts, and it just stuck. Jeremy Cameron will go back for the chance to take the Giants ahead again. They led at the halftime break. They trail by 4 at the moment. Let me check that scoreboard. Good off the boot. Umpire hasn't moved. That's a goal to Jeremy Cameron. Perfect shot on goal.
Well, we attended a inner sanctum function at the Wagga Wagga RSL last night, Kevin Sheedy and myself, courtesy of Cottontail Wines, who of course the preferred wine partner for the ACT games. And a question was asked about Jeremy Cameron. Who did Sheeds compare him to? And he said that Jeremy Cameron was a cross between Nick Riewoldt and Jonathan Brown. Not a bad summation. And look, he's tall, he's athletic, and he's got those long arms. So not only has he got the height, but when he extends himself as he did there and gets the ball at the highest point, he is very, very difficult to beat in a marking contest. As the ball goes to turf again, here goes the Giants through Callan Ward. Spearing ball inside 50. Loose footy, good work here. Cameron coming in, crashes in, loose footy again. Brisbane Lions working hard through Doherty. They're under pressure. Will they be able to release the footy? No, they can't. Beautiful run now from behind. It's got to be holding the ball. And that's the intensity in the forward pressure that I think will become a hallmark of this side. And Jacob Townsend, who hasn't had an enormous amount of the footy per se, but his pressure around the footy and his hardness is just fantastic, because it creates opportunities for other players. So a much deserved free kick, and this will be a very, very handy goal if he can slot it through.
Jacob Townsend, he's a nice kick of the football. Measured approach. Will kick from outside, just on the plane. Long run up there. Strikes it well, might be just offline, and is. Gave him a wrap there, Richard.
Well, he just, you've just... Look, it was a good kick off the boot, but it just faded to the left where that breeze is just probably pushing it across the face of goal as the Lions, Jed Atcock kicks it long. Trelaw just stumbled there. Here's Cornelius. He's been pretty good. Cornelius been very impressive today. Karnezis kicks it out wide, finds his teammate there in, is this Pepperoni? No, it's Tommy Rockcliffe. Jeez, bulked up Tommy Rockcliffe. Of course, the 3 R's, Rodcliffe, Redden and Rich are, of course, going to be so very important to the Brisbane Lions' fortunes this year. And, of course, the Lions will be looking forward to the return of the veteran Simon Black And of course, Jonathan Brown as Josh Green goes forward. Misses the target over the head of Cornelius. Here's Sean Edwards, last line of defence. Good work. Gets a handball across there to Shield. Out wide. Here's a chance for the Giants if the ball stays in. Sits up beautifully. Lifts the eyes there. Kicks the ball forward. And is that a mark? Not held. And the ball goes out of bounds. 76 plays 74. Approaching the 25-minute mark, third term. You're watching all of the action here through Giants TV from the city of Wagga Wagga, Robertson Oval.
Just saw there on the corner of the screen, Lockie Whitfield involved in that last play. He's just starting to cramp up, so the pressures of the full game of football might just be taking its toll. Green now drives on forward. It's been a long quarter. Sam Frost puts the big mitts out, now turns, gets it forward, but probably could have taken a little bit more time. Approaching the 25-minute mark. Maguire, he'll be happy to just walk this across. Cameron just lays the tackle and it forces the turnover. The man from Dartmoor cooks a great T-bone, Jeremy Cameron. Now Smith, can he turn around? Wrapped up, good tackle applied. That was Rockcliffe who applied the tackle. Now Adcock, Carnesis throws it on the boot, just gets it out of the area. Shields there for the Giants, as is Green. Does well. Just puts it wide. And the Lions on the attack.
Mark Wiley about to come on as a sub for the Giants. He's grown his hair out a bit this year, wearing the number 42. Of course, a local Riverina lad from Finley. And question to you, Craig, some famous football name from Finley.
Sorry, mate, it's three-quarter time. I'll have to answer that after the break. But that final score there went through for the Lions.
Answer that like that.
1 point margin.
Yeah, Crawford's won.
I'll just keep going, boys.
Bigger name than Crawford.
1 point margin at three-quarter time in the favour of the GWS Giants. We are in for a cracking final quarter. So pull up Finley on Google. Find out.
Get out. The great Alan Jeans is from Finley.
There we go.
And so was Shane Crawford, who was a pretty handy player too. But Mark Wiley, great to see him out there. And Tommy Hawkins, is he from that region? Sorry, what was the score again? Right?
Just talk amongst yourselves. The score here at three-quarter time, it's the GWS Giants, 1 super goal, 10 goals, 7 behinds, 76. They lead by the solitary point. The Brisbane Lions, 1 goal, 1 super goal, 9 goals, 12 behinds, 75. We'll take a very short break. We'll be back here with all the action from the final quarter. It's NAB Cup, round 2, Giants versus Lions.
Spin it with Kenners.
Giants. I can't wait for the 2013 season to start. All our players have been training extremely hard in the off-season and are looking forward to matching it with the big boys of the AFL next season. Now is the time to stand tall and become a member of the Giants. We have the best young talent from all around Australia, and now we need your support. Whether you're from Sydney, the ACT, or anywhere in Australia, or across the world, we have a membership package for you. Come and experience the Giants in AFL season 2013.
Giants fans, tickets for round 1 are now on sale.
Don't miss your chance to see us take on last year's premiers, the Sydney Swans.
At ANZ Stadium on March 3rd.
We've been working hard all pre-season to show the Swans what the Giants are made of.
And the season is almost here.
Head to Ticketek or the ticketing section of our website to get your tickets today.
Stay around after the game tonight for a kick-to-kick. Please do not enter the arena.
Giants fans, tickets for round 1 are now on sale.
Don't miss your chance to see us take on last year's premiers, the Sydney Swans.
Giants supporters, we have a perfect offer for you tonight and all your
ANZ Stadium on March 3.
Cooler bag and rug is available now from the
We've been working hard all pre-season to show the Swans what the Giants are made of.
20% off the recommended retail
And the season is almost here.
Head to Ticketek or the ticketing section of our website to get your tickets today.
Merchandise range, including Guernseys, training singlets, tees, polos, caps, and much, much more. Tonight, the Giants are providing a special offer to attendees here at
Giants fans, hi, I'm Dom Tyson, hoping to bring you weekly interviews of those Giants that you love to watch play. First up, we've got special guest, a man that's famous for his role in G1 and G3, Stephen Cornelia.
Thanks, Dom. Thanks for having me.
First off, mate, this is just going to be a bit of a formal interview, not treading on your toes as part of G1, G3 co-host, so we'll just get that off the record there, mate. First question, how's the body holding up into your second season?
It's a little bit different to obviously our first pre-season coming in last year where we came up in late November. This year we had about a month head start, so had a lot more time. I had a back injury towards the end of last year, so just been trying to fine-tune that, but the body's holding up well.
Yeah, obviously you missed a fair chunk of the second half of the season last year with the back issue. Everything's tracking along well there?
Yeah, everything's coming along all right. Missed the first month of pre-season, but hoping I'll be sweet for NAB Cup.
Stevie, talk us through some of your proud moments from your first AFL season.
Running through obviously the draft was a massive highlight of a number of us. Leading into games, obviously round one was a massive thrill, playing at ANZ Stadium against the Swans. Our first win in Monaco against Gold Coast was a great moment for all of us, and probably our second win as well against Port Adelaide. But not only the wins, to play Carlton at Etihad, Hawthorn at the MCG, definitely memorable moments you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Definitely. And how do you think pre-season's tracking on so far in the team, in the scheme of the team?
Everyone's going really well. You know, a lot of us young players are stronger and fitter this year. The boys have been killing it prior to Christmas and coming back. Everyone's in good shape and really looking forward to games.
Okay, now this one's a little bit of a left field, mate. Swedish House Mafias this weekend. Can you just talk us through your thoughts heading into that one?
Yeah, well, I first met him a couple of years ago. No, I didn't. Really looking forward to it, Dom. They're obviously a favourite of ours, so it'd be good to go along. And a lot of the boys are heading over, so hopefully it'll be a good set.
Giants fans, thanks for joining us. I hope you learned a bit about Stephen and you enjoyed the interview. Next up, we've got fan favourite Taylor Bull-Adams, so send us through a few of your tweets and we'll try and ask him as many questions as we can. Thanks for joining us.
And welcome back to Robertson Oval, where the Giants lead by the one solitary point in this NAB Cup round 2, 110-7-76 to the Lions, 109-12-75. The Lions led by 3 points at quarter time. The Giants hit back pretty well in the second quarter and led by 14 points at half time, and they lead by 1 point in what should be an enthralling final term. Can the Giants sustain their intensity and pull off what would be a terrific win here in Wagga? And I'll tell you what, Callum Ward is just about shaping up as best on ground in my books as Brett Thornton pumps the ball along. Oh, nearly a good mark there by Toby Green. Shrugged the tackle off one way then the other. Needs to get rid of the footy. Lines up the big sticks. It fades back. Beautiful goal, Toby Green. And a magnificent start to the Giants in this all-important final term. And Craig Abercrombie, I'm not sure about you, but Callum Ward, he has just been... Look, he didn't play last week. He had a bit of a crook knee. He's cherry ripe and fresh. He's leading this club magnificently tonight. And as I say, he is the current reigning Kevin Sheedy medalist, and his form tonight has been sensational.
Yeah, he's a bit like Midas at the moment. Everything he's touched out there has turned to gold. And how was the second touch by Toby Green? He was fantastic. And then just weighed up his options, turned inside, and just read the breeze beautifully. Back in now, the Giants. Rich Law just caught the ball there, Giles, and laid the tackle on Leicester. Went to ground. The umpire says again. This crowd starting to get a little bit vocal. Margin now 7 points. So the Giants ahead. Wagga has turned orange for the weekend.
Holding the ball. Good decision. Gee, it was a good call by me.
Self-praise is no praise. That's what they say, Richard. Shield. drives them forward again. All space there. Screen was on his own, but the ball was fading away. The Lions now building. Redden. He goes forward and a good grab. Yeah. It's Sam Michael, the rookie. He's had a good night tonight.
He's been serviceable.
Oh, and it's just... There's something going wrong in the background and the back line at the moment.
Well, Cornelius is just about the Lions' best player.
He's really stepped up in this second half, that's for sure.
And Phil Davis, of course, not playing. Chad Corns is on the long-term injury list. So with Tim Moore and Thornton and Steve Gillen down there as the key backs, have certainly had their hands full. And this to bring the game back. Oh, the umpire
quite work.
Well, the umpire came around a long way, but it's full points. So a goal apiece to open up this final term. Giants lead by the solitary point, 82 plays 81. And
it's been of course, in fairness to our Brisbane fans, no Jonathan Brown up forward, and of course Black, a number of their players, Rich not playing tonight as well. But Cornelius has really stepped in and taking some very good marks up there in the forward line. They'll be buoyed by his performance tonight. Margin back to 1. We played 3 minutes, final quarter. NAB Cup round 2. Giants versus Lions. Lions get this one out of the centre. Nice clearance there. Trying to work his player under the ball was Aylett. And it's Green who turns it around. They've got run now through Buick. Buick palms it off. Just need to get it in. Just putting themselves under a lot of pressure, the Lions. They've got to come away with this. Oh, they finally get it forward. Off the deck. Ambitious kick there from Stephen Martin.
Getting a bit chilly up here. Oh.
Well,
it's all tied up.
Scores are level. Richard Griffiths is called for the duffel coat. It's got a bit chilly. It's been perfect weather down here in Wagga. It's not a little chilly at night. It was good to get out last night and get amongst the locals as well, Richard.
And here's big Matty Leuenberger for all the Lions fans tuning in to Giants TV, and just fantastic to see Matty back out on the ground. And he is a quality player, pumping the ball forward. Well read there on the last line of defence by Thornton. Gives the handball over to his running team out there in Kurt Aylett. Couldn't quite hit the target. There's Wiley. One way, then the other. Needs to release the football. Kellen Ward, he does. Back to Wiley, kicks it out wide to the wing position. Oh, good mark out there.
Tomlinson.
And big Adam Thompson wheels around, looks in towards centre half forward. Look out! Oh. Jacob Townsend, he just absolutely fearless there. Thought he was going to poleaxe himself. Lions rebound. That's a good mark by Green at the bootlaces.
More concerned about Jeremy Cameron poleaxing him through the way there. The way he was coming out. I must have heard your call, Rich.
And here's Pierce Hanley. Streaming up forward. Oh, Cornelius out the back, lost him Moore. Spills back to Moore, had a little bit more time to perhaps give the handball off to Kellen Ward. And a big jump by there. Cameron was actually to the advantage of Whitfield. Now he's going to transfer play to the outer side. And taking the mark there is Trelaw. Working hard for him is Tomlinson. He's going to go over the top of Tomlinson into space to allow him to run on it. It's a foot race. Players need to keep their feet, and Tomlinson does exactly that. Gains possession.
We got the ball there, sir.
Well, he didn't. Oh, he got the free kick, which is fortuitous because the Lions had the numbers and were away. Calling for the ball in the middle there is Taylor Adams. Lifts the eyes. Now the umpire, what's he doing? He's bringing him back over the mark. Let him play on. And he kicks it inside 50. Now this is Whitfield, and he'd be 55 metres out. He's looking to lay it off, looking for the lead. Just pops it up on top of his teammate's head there. Ball spills to ground level. Handball off there by Ryan Lester. Lions not quite out of strife yet, but in possession there is Justin Clark. Brings the ball back inside to Karnezis. Can't get away. Good pressure from the Giant forwards again. Forces the high ball out wide, and that's a good use of the body there on that occasion to the Lions, and Polkinghorne gets on the end of the footy. Inside ball to the running Karnezis. Thought about taking a bounce, spearing ball inside 50. Big boy in front there was Martin, couldn't quite hang on to it on that occasion. Treloar rushed his kick out wide, but it's going to come off. And that's Callan Ward yet again for another possession. Oh, look at this, all on his own. Could have taken a bounce. Plays on. Is that Taylor Adam for 9 points? And he puts it through for the GWS Giants.
It's actually Devon Smith.
Devon Smith.
Richard.
And again, the goal set up by Callan Ward, and Devon Smith made absolutely no mistake. And 9-pointer is very handy under the circumstances. So the Giants, let's have a look at that scoreboard. They go into 2-11-7-91 to the Brisbane Lions 1-10-13-82. So what's that, a 9-point ball game? And
one super goal, the difference.
Yes, so 7.5 minutes into the fourth term.
We're back in the centre of Robertson Oval, bathed in the beautiful lights here. First time we've had an AFL game played at this oval in 20 years. And we've got a cracker on our hands. 9 points is the margin in favour of the Giants. Giles gets up. Louis, the big Leuenberger, just throws on the boot but smothered. They've got the movement now. This is good by the Lions. Drives it in long. Where's Cornelius? It's actually, no, it's Martin there. He's been good as well. And the Giants just trouble it through for a minor score. Out to the wing, Cornelio. Green presenting, but he decides to go back the way he came. Numbers out here, form of Sean Edwards. Just nice little tap, just got behind him, and now they're away, the Lions. Little scrubbing kick forward. Ward in there, attacks the ball with ferocity. He'll get this back, and he goes in again. He has been absolutely outstanding today, and he will get the free kick. I think that's the contact below the knees rule that has come into the game. But Ward just outstanding.
Yes, look, he's been fantastic tonight, and he's a real midfield general and still only relatively young himself. He's green for the Lions. They're about 80 metres out. Takes on the oncoming tackle from Jacob Townsend. Big ball forward, punch from behind Cornelius at ground level. Has he got another one? No, he hasn't. Gee, he just seems to bob up everywhere down there on the forward line for the Lions.
Callan Ward, as we said, gracing the front page of the Daily Advertiser down here in Wagga this weekend. Fantastic 8-page lift out covering the AFL. They love their footy in Wagga, and tonight they're getting an absolute gem of a game. Kick comes back, Tomlinson.
Yep.
And he's been very handy tonight, Richard.
Well, he's a good foil up forward. He's a good size. He can mark the footy, but he just covers the ground so well. As Liam Sumner looking inside, needs to find a target, and he does. So the Giants just hanging on to the ball here, just controlling the tempo. Good courage there, again being shown by Devon Smith. Here's a chance for Karnezis. Just frees the arm, gives the footy off. Good pressure. Again from the Giants. There's a big fella, Martin. Gillen gets a fist onto the footy. Here's Zorko. Very dangerous. Outside of the boot.
Sir.
Oh, it's a brilliant kick. Now, there's a free kick coming back, or is it down the ground, or is it at the point of contact?
He'll be asked if he wants to take the kick. Advantage would be a behind. He'll be asked, would you like to take the kick? The answer is obviously yes. Just trying to work it out. No, it's going to be downfield. Well,
how does that work?
So you'd have to say that the score doesn't register.
Okay.
Important point, obviously, with the margin the way it is at the moment. Pepperone kicks.
Leuenberger. Out in the full anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
One name down on the list. So no result in the end. So in the end, taking the behind would have been actually an advantage.
Well, you're right, but you probably had to take the free kick from there.
Definitely.
So the ball, long ball. Giants at the ground level. Toby Green just coughed the footy up there, and here's a chance for the Brisbane Lions, and that's a good ball. And he finds Marco Paparoni, wearing number 22, directly in front, 35 to 40 metres. He should not have any trouble with this, which will bring it back to a one-point ball game.
Just on the game of Toby Green tonight, not one of his best so far. Just struggled to find a target. Chaperone. Umpire didn't move. Fantastic goal there to the Lions. And the margin back to the solitary point.
Yeah, Toby, look, he hasn't been as prolific as he normally is, but look, he's still got his hands on the footy.
Certainly it's a high standard that he set his year last year.
Absolutely magnificent. His pre-season has been enormous. So, what are we? We're 12 and a half minutes. The Breeze is favouring the end of which the Giants are kicking to. They lead by that 1 point. Giles didn't really contest the ruck contest at all on that occasion. Not too sure what the thinking behind that is, because it creates an opening for the Brisbane Lions. Karnezis has been pretty good tonight. Here's Jed Adcock now.
I wouldn't say he tackled him there, but...
yeah, I'm not too sure what the free kick was for. A little bit of contact. Anyway, here's Treloar, fly to the ball. Buick holds his ground, tries to cut through. He does. Gets it across to Green on the left boot, just pokes it up into some space. And is that Zorko? I think it might be. So Dane Zorko is on a very, very acute angle, and perfect camera angle on this, overlooking his right-hand shoulder. So we should be able to track this one as it comes off the boot. He is a beautiful shot on goal, and he'll just need to judge the Breeze here, pop it up in the air to that right-hand goal post, and he just allowed a little bit too much. So scores are level, and
they need to find something here, the Giants.
Well, they do. I'm just trying to think who can give them a bit of a lift. They just try and...
It's the fresh legs through the middle. They've got Wiley on the ball at the moment. Maybe Sumner as well. Fresh legs, the substitutes. That's a good tackle there once again, Devon Smith. He's been good tonight as well, has Smith. And they push it forward.
Good work.
Adams
Great work.
Finds Cornelio. Now with Wiley, the aforementioned. Look at the space now. Whitfield to run onto this, but actually floats a bit longer. Tomlinson, another handy player for the Giants, but the kick left a little bit to be desired. Wiley dispossessed. Now, Sam Daly back to Wiley. They go forward now. Is Cameron there? He does. He read that beautifully, Cameron. Takes on the tackle, and he's wrapped up, but no, affects a little touch forward. They're going to get the goal here. Frost turns around, slots it through. The Giants by 6.
Well, they made hard work of it. Jeremy Cameron was a great target up there, and the ball came through, and he barreled into him head on, but he was super strong in the contest, which allowed the ball to be free. And Sam Frost at ground level, geez, very athletic and great agility down there to pick it up, and was very smart around goals. He had the awareness of where the goals were, and that's a very, very important goal to the GWS Giants, which takes them on to 2-12-7-97, 6-point leaders over the Lions, 1-11-16-91. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on Giants TV, coming to you live from Robertson Oval in the city of Wagga Wagga, and the ball is back in the middle of the ground.
Giles up against Leuenberger. He's done a lot of the ruck work tonight, has Giles, for the Giants. Umpire's seen a free kick here. It'll go to the Lions. Come back. I've liked the game of Kinesis tonight as well, Richard. He's been very handy for the Lions. A little bit of confusion now coming out of the middle. Cornelio tracks this one. They get it away to the Lions. Nice little touch there. Now with Beams, Clay Beams, pushed it forward. Treloar, another handy player, and another smother off the boot. This is Green. He's got space to move, swings it back, snaps over the shoulder. Doesn't quite make the distance, and cleaned up by Gillam, but his kick, a scrubbing one, finds the target, dispossessed. Umpire was going to call I'm sure he was going to call a tackle there.
Well, he was had the 360-degree rotation on the tackles. I was actually waiting for the whistle to go to mouth too, but a bit of a reprieve for the Giants as the ball's thrown back into play. Trying to flick it out the back there was Martin for the Lions. Big pack of players over the top of the footy. Oh, he's found a free kick. Which way is it going? Oh,
going to the Giants
way. You're never quite sure.
It's a tough free kick. Jonathan Giles at the bottom of the pack, and he's called a high tackle. Well, his head's on the ground. But, they are very protective of the head. Now Moore had a fantastic game, or a couple of games last week.
Got the numbers back here. Got the numbers back here. That's why he came back inside.
Now he's found a target out here, looking for Treloar, but the boundary line beats them.
Well, that's not a bad result for the Giants. They can reload here, get their structures right, and on the true centre wing, didn't quite have a ruckman at the contest there. Not too sure where Big Giles was. Callan Ward came in late. Now Giles is coming from the ground to be replaced in the ruck by Frost. But why would you do it? I just couldn't quite understand why they're doing an interchange there, because he got there in time.
That's why.
Just got there. Good courage there by Beams. Put his nose over the footy. Here's a chance for the Lions. Running play here by Justin Clark, who hasn't been too bad for Rocky to the Lions. Good run and carry here. Could have been in the back, two hands. Play on. Oh, just got lost with the fly of the ball there, and his opponent did Sam Darley. And Green, he's a beautiful kick, Clay Beams, and he's hooked it.
Well, disappointing result. The run from the back line there from Adcock was fantastic. And just a little handoff. And now it's the Giants out of defence. Adams. Nice short kick. Finds Green. Look to use the ball. Playing with the boundary line. The Breeze is going to get this. Takes it over the boundary line out in the full. And the Lions will reload. Lateral movement. This is Yo. Elliot Yo. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight. This is a man we have seen a lot of. Dane Zorko. Been very prolific, especially in front of goals. Goes to a contest. He's good enough there. He's Hanley. He runs on. Now got the position, and they've got the money at the back there. Green will run into an open goal and kick a goal.
No, he hasn't.
Well,
can you tell me?
No, I can't, because I had the pen poised and ready to mark that one down.
Now, didn't Green miss a goal, a sitter last year?
That's a telling miss. That would have put him in
something
front.
Like that.
19 and a half minutes gone.
Oh, the Brisbane Lions fans watching this on Giants TV. Oh, the big jump there by Tomlinson. Knee in the back of the head to Zorko. And he is reeling in pain, the boy from the goal. In fact, he's copped it right on the shoulder. So keep an eye on Dane Zorko for all our Lions friends watching this coverage tonight. And there's a little bit of feeling out there at the moment. Why wouldn't there be? Because it is a tight contest. And look, it is an important game for both these clubs.
Not good for the Lions. Zorko, the hand went straight in the air from the trainer. This is good for the Giants. 20 minutes just about to tick over. We're in the time on. It's the Giants by 4 points.
So the boundary throw in, true centre wing. Doing the right work was Callan Ward.
It'll be a free kick.
It's a free kick for hanging on to.
He was saved there.
Giles, yeah.
Callan Ward. That would have been a certain free kick against him.
So now
the full.
Be interesting to see what Giles does here. Will he kick it long down? He's looking inboard. Not too sure whether you want to do that. Yes, he's going to find a free player. And
make sure we get some oxygen on the defibrillator up here. Richard Griffiths is riding every kick at the moment.
Kurt Aylett. Here's Stevie Gillum. Giles back to where it once came.
They've chewed up a minute.
Just, as you say, just trying to control the footy. Here's Adam Treloar. I reckon long down the line might be the go here, and that's exactly what he does. We need a big contest. Someone at the foot of the big jump from behind by Frost. And out of bounds again is a pretty good result for the Giants. 21 minutes into the final term. Gillum off, and coming back on the ground is Sean Edwards. Boundary throw in. Ruck contest could have been cleaned up. There was Ward. The Lions away. Tim Moore, good closing speed. Ball at ground level. Here's Buick. He puts on the afterburners. Chipped it short, and Leuenberger.
You've got to ask what Thornton was doing.
Well, he was going to goal because I think he thought Buick was going to load up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this is a good test for Big Louie.
This could be actually to win the game.
22 minutes gone. This will put them in front. Leuenberger strikes it well, but it's just coming back on the breeze. And 2 opportunities to put the Lions in front have gone begging.
3-point ball game.
22 minutes ticked over. Shield.
And they just need to keep a clear head, the young Giants. He goes long. Oh, that's a good mark. Oh, he didn't pay the umpire. To Cornelius. Loose footy. Toby Green cuts a swathe. Good little give to Treloar. Kicks it out wide. It's a mongrel bouncing ball, and the boundary will beat all and sundry.
Now, Richard.
Now, Jonathan Giles needs to get down there for the ruck contest. The poor bloke, he can hardly he can lift his legs. There's no ruckman there. Leuenberger's there. Boundary throw, and he got there just in time but couldn't make the contest. Callan Ward wraps up in the tackle. Good work. Good courage again by Ward. They just need to hold the footy in, but they can't. Karnezis spirals a big mongrel punt forward. Cornelius, the most dangerous forward on the ground. Here's an opportunity. Big high ball. Need a big fist from Tim Moore. It does. Ball at ground level. Can they keep the ball in play? Yes, they can. Be clean and be smart. Tim Moore comes back into the play. Out wide. Oh, it's a relieving mark by Toby Green. Cops one to go on with.
23
Kicks it out wide. Good contest there by Jacob Townsend. The ball's out of bounds yet again.
These young Giants in uncharted territory at the moment, trying to hold on to a slight lead leading into the last quarter. They've not been in this position before. This is fantastic learning for this young team. Can they hold on? Lions coming. Karnezis, he's been fantastic all night.
Hand
Sean
on the
Evans
shoulder.
has given away the free kick. They'll play the advantage here.
Yes, he does.
Can they find a target in forward? Cornelio lets it go behind him. Green, that could have been out, wasn't. Throws on the boot. Puts it at the hot spot. They've got it here.
He dropped
They've muffed it themselves. It's exciting stuff here, and there's a free kick given. Contact below the knees.
You kidding me? Anyway.
You don't like to see it, Richard.
Well, you don't like to see a little,
24 minutes gone. Umpire pays a free kick right in front of goal. And you have to say, the kick was with Sam Michael. He'll take his full 30 seconds. Not writing it down just yet.
Oh. He ran a long way to go.
So the Lions get the lead back. They lead now by 3 points. And I must admit, I didn't see exactly who the free kick was against. Don't have the benefit of a replay.
No, we don't. And what have we got here? So the Lions have kicked 3 goals this quarter and the Giants 2. So we're 25 minutes. There can only be under a minute to go, surely, and the Giants must get their hands on the footy to have any chance of pinching this game. Giles tries to kick it forward. Too high, play on, says the umpire. Lions away again. Inside 50. Good use of the body there by Tim Moore. Perhaps could have taken possession of the footy. Elected to punch in the direction of...
That's that free kick again, I think.
Oh, it is too
Contact
high.
below the knees.
And we need to move the ball quickly, long and direct. And Liam Sumner does well to get the front position. Good work here by the Giants on that occasion through the agency of Taylor Adams, but a indiscriminate... No, that's exactly right. Didn't... lift the eye, so short ball, bang, cop that.
Oh, that was in the side, sir. Bit of feeling. Time's off. 26 minutes ticked over, and what's the umpire done here? 50-metre penalty.
He's
as
all right,
well.
the boy, which is good. 50-metre penalty, so brings him
Yes.
Well and truly in range. Just trying to pick up who that player is. Is it Rockcliffe Redden, is it? Number 30?
Redden, yeah. Mark's just inside 50.
38, Rockcliffe.
You got to think it's beyond the Giants now. They've been good, the Lions. They were very slow to start in this game, but they've come home with a wet sail. Rockcliffe to finish it off. Oh, going to chew the clock. Comes across to Adcock. You think they've got the call from the boundary line, Richard? They have.
Yeah.
So the Brisbane Lions make it 3 from 3 here in Wagga Wagga. They run out 3-point winners over the Giants. Final wash-up for the scores. The GWS Giants, 2 super goals. 12 goals, 7, 97. Brisbane with the single super goal, 12 goals, 19, 100. And, well, it was a free kick at the top of the square that finished it off for the night. But you've got to say, a fantastic contest between these two sides here in Wagga Wagga.
Yes, look, it certainly was. And we'll perhaps throw to a bit of a break so we can just compose ourselves and gather our thoughts. But look, good effort by the Brisbane Lions to get up. They ran out the game extremely well in that final term to kicking into the breeze. Even Jonathan Patton going off the ground at half time was pivotal. And we'll come back, we'll look at the goal kickers, we'll look at the best players, and we'll wrap up the coverage here from Robertson Oval, Wagga Wagga.
So it's all said and done here at Wagga Wagga in Robertson Oval. A fantastic sight. Have AFL back at this ground. It's the Brisbane Lions who come away with the win. That's 3 from 3 in the NAB Cup for them. They'll be gunning for the silverware as this competition reaches the pointy end. And good cheers from this appreciative crowd down here in Wagga Wagga. And Richard, your wash-up of the game.
Oh, look, the Giants, well, firstly, full credit to the Brisbane Lions. The Giants took it right up to them. They were kicking into the breeze in the last quarter. They lifted and they were just, were able to get over the line. I think Johnny Patton going off at half-time was pretty lively up forward in that first half and was, creating movement, creating opportunities and creating space behind him, and just lost that second target, I guess, with him going off. But look, a pretty good effort by the Giants. Perhaps in the last term, just some of the work around the stoppages, just weren't able to get clean ball, weren't able to get their hands on the ball and move it as they were doing in the first half, setting up the play. But some really good signs for the Giants, who next week travel back down to this part of the world where they take on the Bombers on Friday night at Manuka Oval, of course. And Brisbane travel, I believe, to Etihad Stadium to take on Collingwood. So a massive game for the Brisbane Lions. Callan Ward was absolutely sensational, I thought, for the Giants in that midfield. His ability to get on the end of the ball, get his hands on the ball first, was just sensational, and he certainly led from the front. Lockie Whitfield again playing up into senior AFL footy, just showed the signs why he's going to be a tremendous player as he matures. Devon Smith and Taylor Adams always underneath and hard at it were good. Adam Treloar perhaps trailed off a little bit in the second half. Wasn't the prominent player that we know he can be. Jeremy Cameron was perhaps starved of opportunities in many respects, and certainly the Brisbane Lions were pushing the numbers back and double teaming him and making life difficult. So Adam Tomlinson, as you mentioned, in the second half, he pushed up the ground well, provided other options, and had a reasonable day. Sean Edwards found it tough, particularly down there in defence on that last line. A couple of times there when he was on Aaron Cornelius. He found the going tough, so tough day at the office for Sean Edwards. Jonathan Giles, who really does carry the ruck stocks for the Giants, again was serviceable, but he tied towards the end, was struggled a couple of times to get to some of these boundary throw-ins to set up. Liam Sumner didn't really get much into the play. Jacob Townsend, not a lot of the footy, but was certainly hard at it, and some of his defensive work and the hard stuff underneath the packs was tremendous. Stephen Gillam, again, serviceable and reliable without being spectacular. Tim Moore had his hands full with big Stephen Martin and Billy Longer when he went down there, etc. Mark Wiley and Kurt Aylett, the local boys, again, didn't have. I thought Kurt Aylett was pretty good. Mark Wiley didn't get much of an opportunity. Brett Thornton, his first game for the club, just drifted in and out. And Sam Frost did a couple of nice things. So look, plenty of encouragement. Another game under the belt for the Giants. I know Sheeds will be really desperate and wanting to put in a good performance next week against his former club at Manuka. I'm just trying to think what players might come back in too early into the week, but certainly the club will be, I guess, rotating players through and keeping them fresh for the AFL season proper. And just as we do sign off, just to all supporters of AFL footy and supporters of the Giants, membership is critical to this club. Get onto the Giants website, sign up as a 3-game member or an 8-game member or a full member, 11-game member. We want to strive for 15 to 20,000 members in 2013, so we really ask that you get behind this club, because this is going to be a great club. It's going to be a big club and it's going to be a successful club, and we want you to be part of the journey from 2013. Of course, round 1 in the AFL Premiership season, the Giants take on the Swans in Derby 3. And at ANZ Stadium, we want a big crowd. It's on Saturday, March the 30th, 4:40, Easter Sunday. For our members, we've done a special deal with the RAS so that you can go to the Easter show with the family during the day, then come to the footy at 4:40 and still get the family home at a reasonable hour. So we're really looking forward to a big crowd at that round 1 game and to kick off the AFL Premiership season. Of course, the reigning premiers, the Sydney Swans, up against the Giants, the local derby. It promises to be a great day. Craig, thanks for all your work today. It's a big exercise setting up all the stuff. I hope the coverage was great for our viewers on Giants TV. It's been a great exercise for the club to be able to bring this game. Of course, we're on Fox Sports or via Fox Footy next Friday night. So on behalf of Craig Abercrombie, this is Richard Griffiths on Giants TV signing off from Robertson Oval in the city of Wagga Wagga.